And the season numbers for Braden Looper, making his 4th start of the year, his earned run average among the best in the National League, Rock.
And one of the biggest wins for the Brewers on that road trip, the first one in Philadelphia. It had been a while since the Brewers had won at Citizens Bank Ballpark. Braden Looper came out throwing strikes, kept the Phillies off the board, and the Brewers ended up winning that ball game and won 4 straight on that trip.
It was an incredible run against the Pirates last year for the Brewers. They won 12 games straight versus Pittsburgh overall. They're on a long winning streak. You don't see teams in Major League Baseball dominate an opponent like this. 14 out of 15 against the Pirates a season ago.
Man, look at the earned run average. The Pirates have the best earned run average this year, though, in the National League. A pretty good start.
The last Pittsburgh win was back in 07, May of 07, as a matter of fact. There's the umpires tonight. John Hirschbeck, the crew chief, will call balls and strikes. He'll handle all the replays if required. Marvin Hudson, Marty Foster, and Wally Bell on the bases. And away we go from Miller Park. Nigel Morgan leads off. .329 average to start the year, and he's been a run producer to start the season. Morgan has 10 runs batted in.
Yeah, doing a real good job at the top of this order. Pirates doing a pretty good job scoring runs, but they don't have to score many most nights. Their pitching has been tremendous.
John Russell has a new pitching coach and Joe Kerrigan. And Pittsburgh trying to stop their string of losing seasons. They have lost or had losing seasons 16 straight years. They come into this one having won 7 out of 9, and Braden Looper, normally known for his command, walks Nigel Morgan.
Well, Looper in his last start walked 2, did not strike out a batter, didn't allow a run in 6 innings at Philadelphia. Not normally a strikeout pitcher, but gets ahead in the count, gets a lot of ground ball outs.
Here's Freddie Sanchez, former batting champion in the big leagues. And he's out to a great start this year. He's one of the reasons why the Pirates have played so well and won so many games. Sanchez checks in with the 8th best average in the league at .351. And a couple of home runs, 6 runs batted in.
Yeah, they say Sanchez was a little bit too pull conscious last year. Going back to what got him that batting crown, and that's going to the opposite field. Thinking right field, and he's been off to a pretty good start.
Pirates coming on from San Diego. They won 2 out of 3 against the Padres. They won yesterday, had an afternoon game, so they were in Milwaukee about 11 o'clock last night. And the Brewers coming from Houston. Brewers arrived to town about 9 o'clock. Anxious to get home. But I like your point on Brewers Live before the game, Rock. You talked about the camaraderie of a ball club and getting to know new pieces, a new manager, trying to get to know his team, and a team trying to get to know their new manager, and some new coaches in place. I think that road trip might have done them some good.
Yeah, especially when you have a new coaching staff, a lot of new guys on the club, and they get to spend a lot more time together on the road, get to know each other a little bit, and I think that's particularly important to start the season. Of course, there's no place like home. Everybody wants to play at home, and the Brewers play their best baseball at home, but hey, you try and find a silver lining to start the season with a lot of road games. That might be one of them.
Yeah, the Brewers started 12 of their first 18 on the road. Maka didn't mind at all. The Brewers coming off a 5-4 road trip. They have won the last 2 series. Took 2 out of 3 from the Phillies and then 2 out of 3 from the Astros. Sanchez leads the National League in extra base hits with 13. Pirates are without Jack Wilson for this series. He's on the disabled list. Nate McLouth not in the lineup either today. He's got an oblique injury. Not on the DL, but not in the lineup.
And catcher Ryan Doman, he's on the disabled list. That guy seems to always have some health issues, so the Pirates a little bit short-handed in this series.
Doman broke his right wrist. He's going to be a while. Pirates have a young Wisconsinite, Jason Jaramillo, catching. Cardinals are the front runners in the division right now. St. Louis out to a big start, but John Russell's club right behind him. St. Louis is 13-6, and the Pirates 11-7, having won 5 of their last 6 games. They swept the Florida Marlins in Pittsburgh and then took 2 out of 3 from Padres in San Diego. Morgan takes off. Sanchez fouls it away.
Yeah, Pirates 5-1 so far this year against the East Division. That's a tough division as it stacks up to start the year.
Morgan takes off again. That one's driven in the gap, and that'll fall for a base hit. Well, a single for Sanchez. He continues to swing a hot bat, and the Pirates off to a quick start tonight. 2 on, nobody out.
Yeah, Braden Looper having a tough time with his command so far. That pitch down and away looked like a slider. Freddie Sanchez didn't hit it all that well, but as we talked about, thinking right field, able to dump it in front of Corey for the base hit.
Looper in some early trouble here in the first. 2 on, nobody out for Craig Monroe. And first ball swing and a base hit. That gets past Hardy. Morgan's going to score. And it's 1-0 Pittsburgh, just like that. Looked like Hardy was there to make the play and might even have a chance to start a double play.
I think he thought he was going to be able to make the play, because ordinarily you're going to see JJ go down and try and smother that baseball, keep it in the infield. I think it surprised him. Had some top spin on it. A lot of times you get that second bounce, it scoots down a little bit. It doesn't come up. I think it surprised JJ.
A walk and 2 singles for the Pirates, and still 2 on, nobody out. 1-0 Pittsburgh. And here's Adam LaRoche. LaRoche off to the best start of his career. He is notoriously a slow starter. His April records in the past have been very, very bad. I'm talking sub 200 batting average and very little production. There's a base hit. Cameron plays it on a couple of hops. They're going to send Sanchez around third to throw to the plate. 1 hop, and it's in time for the out. Mike Cameron guns down Sanchez.
Boy, beautiful throw by Cam. A 1-hopper. Good throw by Cameron, and Kendall with a nice tag. Not sure why you send a guy on a play like that with nobody out, but they did, and Mike Cameron made him pay for it. Did a nice job getting his momentum toward home plate. A 1-hop strike to Kendall, and really not even close, getting Sanchez at home plate. That's a big out right there, and you never want to make the first out at home plate. Not even close.
Well, Tony Beasley is the Pirates' third base coach, and he played it aggressive. Cameron, a very accurate arm, and he guns down Sanchez. 3 straight hits for the Pirates, though. But now a ground ball could get Looper out of the inning, and the Pirates would be wondering what if.
Hey, never want to make the third out at third base because you're already in scoring position at second, and never ever make the first out at home.
Eric Hinsky, a Wisconsin native from Menasha, up there near Appleton. Sanchez looked a little surprised he was being sent to the plate. On the ground, Weeks, backhander. Hardy can't handle the behind the back toss, and the bases are going to be loaded.
Now, just a little bit too flashy on that play. Got to make sure a 1 in that situation. Would have been tough to get Hinsky anyway, the left-handed hitter. He runs pretty well for a big guy, but check out Ricky thinking double play, behind the back pass. Not a good throw. I think it surprised JJ because he didn't anticipate the ball coming from behind Ricky's back. Not sure where it was. Kind of surprised him, dropped it. Be interesting to see who gets the error on that. Actually, the throw wasn't so bad. But JJ didn't know where it was coming from.
Joe Hinsky is aboard on a fielder's choice, and no error flashed yet. Bases loaded, And Andy LaRoche at the plate, brother of Adam, taking his hacks. This has all happened quickly here. It's 1-0 Pittsburgh. A walk, 3 hits, and an error.
That's a tough scoring decision. I mean, official scorer has to decide who gets the error there.
Fielder with a nice play, and his only play is first. Gets the second out. The Pirates score their second run, but that could have been a whole lot more if that gets by Fielder.
And Pirates really attacking early. I mean, first 2 hitters very patient at the plate, but Looper getting a lot of the plate early in the count, and the Pirates jumping all over it. Nice play by Prince. Kind of surprised you at first base. You don't anticipate a right-handed hitter doing that, slicing one down the line like that, but Prince able to get it in the glove and get the out. It'll be an RBI for LaRoche.
Pirates coming out with a flurry here tonight. 2-0 Pittsburgh, second and third for the Pirates, and here's Jason Jaramillo. He swings at the first pitch, and that is a fair ball, and that's the inning. Well, it was done quickly. It could have been a whole lot worse. 2 runs are in for Pittsburgh on 3 hits. Brewers coming to bat. Score. Pittsburgh scoring 2 runs on 3 hits in the first inning, and manager Ken Maka and his lineup with some work to do tonight against Jeff Karstens. Here's how they line up for the Brewers, with Weeks, Hart, and Braun at the top of the order. Fielder, Cameron, and Hardy in the middle. Bill Hall, Jason Kendall, and Braden Looper rounded out. You see what Hall did against the Pirates last year. That was one of his favorite opponents.
And the Piggly Wiggly scouting report on Jeff Karstens came over from the Yankees last year. He's got excellent control, pinpoints his fastball up and in, down and away pretty well. He's got a changeup for lefties, and that means just Prince Fielder. And his off-speed pitch, his curveball and his slider, he throws for strikes.
Ricky Weeks hammers one to center field. Morgan is back with room, and he's got it for the out. First pitch swinging, Ricky Weeks, and an F8 to get us started. Defensively for the Pirates, Craig Monroe, Nigel Morgan, Eric Hinsky in the outfield, Andy LaRoche over at third, Brian Bixler making a second consecutive start at short, with Sanchez and LaRoche on the right side, and then Jaramillo is catching Jeff Karstens. Picked up Jeff Karstens in the trade with the Yankees last year. The Pirates made 2 significant trades near the trade deadline, one with Boston that involved the Dodgers as well, and then one with the New York Yankees. They picked up 2/5 of their starting rotation in those 2 deals as well.
And they worked out nicely. Karstens is a good one. The 5th starter for the Pirates. That's why he's only made 2 starts. Didn't make a start until mid-April.
Corey Hart taking a lash at Karstens. Easy play for Bixler. 2 quick outs in the first. Now, Karstens did not arrive to Pittsburgh until late July. 26th of July was the trade, but he made 2 appearances against the Brewers. Matter of fact, he was on the mound in the infamous CC Sabathia no-hitter / one-hitter, whichever way you I still call it a no-hitter.
Yeah.
Not recognized by Major League Baseball.
It's got an asterisk by the one-hitter.
Still in my book as a no-hitter.
Yeah.
But Karstens was on the mound that day. He actually pitched well against the Brewers in his 2 starts. Here's Ryan Braun with 2 outs. By the way, they have finally issued an error on that play in the top of this inning. The error belongs to J.J. Hardy.
Rough. That's a tough call. I mean, I would not want to be the guy to have to issue the error on that because the throw wasn't bad, but how would you expect J.J. to know where that throw's coming from? It surprised him.
It was a behind-the-back toss from Ricky Weeks.
That's a good example or the argument for a team error right there. That tough error for J.J., but somebody's got to get it.
Well, the theme in the top of the first, the Pirates hitting a couple of ground balls that were just out of the reach on a couple of occasions. And either one of them could have turned into double plays. Instead, the Pirates scoring twice. Cameron threw out a runner at the plate. Or else it could have been a whole lot worse. And Prince Fielder made a diving stop that would have scored at least 2. Some early action here at Miller Park. Braun sends one high in the air to left center. Morgan at the track, reaches up. Goodbye. Ryan Braun with a solo home run. Bernie takes a slide, and the Brewers put a first inning run on the board against Karstens.
No, the kid just keeps hitting. It all started in New York, got red hot in Philadelphia, and picks on a hanging curveball from Karstens and hits it a mile in the air, but just kept going. Look at a point of contact. Look at the head down, that stiff front leg, good balance, and with that big bat.
And Fielder to center field. That one's well hit. Back is Morgan at the wall, and it's off the wall. Fielder on his way to second, thinking about third. Here comes the big man. He's in there with a triple. A triple for Prince Fielder following the Braun homer, and that brings them to their feet at Miller Park.
Yeah, it looked like Prince looking out there wondering how that ball not get out of there. He said he felt like he hit it pretty good, I think. Right there, it looked like it was going to be a home run. You see the way he keeps his hands in and doesn't need to get good extension to hit a ball as far as he does. And Prince Fielder with a stand-up triple with 2 outs. Well, a lot of action in this game in the first inning. Boy.
Prince Fielder with his Michael Jordan impersonation there. Had the tongue out. 6th career triple for Fielder, who has 2 career inside the park home runs, by the way. That his first triple of the season. Here's Mike Cameron. And he pops it up on the first pitch. Henske wants it, and he's got it for the out. Some fireworks early here at Miller Park. Pirates get 2 in the first. The Brewers get 1. Braun homers. We head to the second.
To the top of the second inning. Now the bats have come alive, but the starting pitching has really been the story so far as well since the road trip. The starting staff has had 9 quality starts in their last 11 games, and the man on the mound has really been the rock of the rotation. In the 3 starts and 17 innings that Braden Looper has pitched, he's only yielded 4 earned runs. And by the way, since 2006, Looper ranks 3rd in Major League Baseball with 11 April wins. So every time Looper has pitched, the Brewers have won, and we'll see if they can keep that theme going, guys.
That would be the nice trend to continue here tonight as Looper makes his 3rd Miller Park start of the year. He started the home opener as he faces Brian Bixler to start this second inning. Looper has shown a very good split finger fastball this season, and he throws it a couple of different ways. Had a chance to break down the stuff of Braden Looper and how he uses that split finger.
Yeah, he's got the true splitter to go straight down. He's got a little bit more on it than the one that he turns over a little bit and actually go down and in like a changeup to a right-handed hitter. And that's the one normally he's going to throw when he's either behind in the count or even in the count. The harder one is the 2-strike strikeout pitch.
That looked like one of them right there. And isn't it amazing that it all has to do with where the thumb is, and just a fraction of an inch on where you place the thumb on that baseball makes all the difference in the world on how the baseball moves.
That's what pitching is, finger pressure.
And down goes Bixler. There was that pitch right there. Looper strikes out the Pirates shortstop for out number 1.
Yeah, that one right there looked a lot like a slider. Goes straight down. Bixler looked like a fastball out of the hand, and Jason able to grab it before it hits the dirt. Those are the kind of pitches he's been throwing in his first 4 starts. I mean, really not making any mistakes with that off-speed pitch. Today's really the first time he struggled in an inning like he has here.
Gave up a walk and 3 hits in the first. Pirates had a definite plan of attack against Braden Looper. They were swinging early and often in that first inning. Looper didn't strike out anybody in his last start, but he only walked 2. And those 2 walks were pretty much by design when he walked Ryan Howard twice. Karsten's out quickly. So back-to-back strikeouts here in the second inning for Braden Looper.
Families check out the fun at the Associated Bank Kids Zone here at Miller Park. Visit every home game from the time the gates open until the end of the 8th inning. Associated Bank Kids Zone, that's associated with fun.
Good crowd on a Monday night here at Miller Park. Glad you're with us out there. Fox Sports Wisconsin. First of a 7-game homestand. The Brewers will have the Pirates for 3, and then the Diamondbacks come here for 4 beginning Thursday. Take you through the weekend, and then the Brewers out for a very quick road trip. 4 games, 2 in Cincinnati and 2 in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, 13 of the next 17 games for the Brewers at home. And they did a pretty good job keeping their heads above water. I mean, 8-10, you know, with most of their schedule on the road, 12 of the first 18, and played 3 playoff contenders. You know, the Cubs, Phillies, and New York. That was a tough road trip, particularly the beginning of it.
I think a big sigh of relief for Ken Maka, because the first game in Philadelphia was a head scratcher. That was probably the worst game the Brewers have played this year. Didn't pitch well, didn't play good defense. Certainly wasn't much hitting there. The Phillies won that game 11-4. There was a long rain delay, and actually Ken Maka closed the doors, had a little powwow with his ball club. Started with a quick little conference during the rain delay with Ryan Braun. Braun very critical of the way the Brewers were playing after the game, and then they ripped off 4 straight wins. Cameron turns his back, runs right to the spot, and Morgan is out. 3 up and 3 down for Braden Looper. Brewers coming to bat. Hardy will lead off when we continue. Some of the greatest moments of the year happened against the Pirates. Fielder single in a 2-1 win July 5th. August 24th, J.J. Hardy on J.J. Hardy bobblehead day. In 12 innings, a 4-3 win. Fielder hit the September 23rd walk-off in a 7-5 victory. And then Ryan Braun, who could forget? Grand slam home run, a 5-1 win. It was a walk-off grand slam. Some of the greatest moments of the year from last season as the Brewers matched up with the Pirates. And as a matter of fact, now Ryan Braun's last 2 at-bats against Pittsburgh have been home runs. Hardy grounds to Andy LaRoche. He made a nice play, and that's out number 1.
It's hard to believe that the Brewers 14-1 against the Pittsburgh Pirates. I mean, there have been some very interesting ball games in the history of these two teams since the Brewers have gotten to the National League, and the Pirates really were what the Phillies were to the Brewers until the last road trip to Philadelphia, particularly at PNC Park. It was tough to win, but they snapped that last year.
Well, the Brewers not only won 14 out of 15 last year, but they carry a long streak against the Pirates here at Miller Park. 15 straight wins against the Pittsburgh Pirates in this ballpark, and 12 straight against the Pirates overall. First of 2 trips for the Pirates to Milwaukee this year. Next time they'll be in, the whole season will have gone by almost. August 28th through the 30th. The next time we'll see the Pirates in Milwaukee. Jeff Karstens has Bill Hall down, no balls, 2 strikes. And he hits that one hard down the line. Now he's got a 1-hop off the wall. Bill Hall with an extra base hit. Brewers are getting some good licks against Jeff Karstens in the early going.
Now the Brewers have been the beneficiaries of some very bad pitches on 0-2 counts in the last week or so. Saw a lot of it in Houston. 0-2, looked bad on breaking pitches, tried to come inside, left it out over the plate, really did Billy a favor and ripped one down the left field line. An 0-2 fastball, and Billy rips it down the line.
Hall with his 5th double of the year. He's just outside the top 10 in the National League. 1-out double. The Brewers with a man in scoring position for the former Pirate Jason Kendall.
Now, how many times do we see that in Houston? A Brewer hitter 0-2, looking not very good on a breaking pitch. They try to come inside with a fastball, and they get burned.
Especially Saturday night's game in Houston, and especially in that 4-run 6-hit inning in the middle of that game Saturday night. It seemed like every batter up there was down with 2 strikes, and yet the Brewers kept coming up with big hits.
It's just a fine line when you pitch inside, particularly on 0-2, 1-2. You're better off just going down and away. I mean, you miss down and away, you miss it off the plate. Maybe guy reaches for one, punches it into the outfield. We're not going to take you deep.
Now, we saw early in the season, I'm talking the first 8 to 10 games, Fielder and Braun were definitely tied up inside. There was a specific game plan against those 2 individuals to work inside, but they have made the adjustments. Braun and Fielder both put together a great week of baseball last week. Both of them will be considered for player of the week. Looks like Albert Pujols, the leader in the clubhouse, in that category right now. Pujols had another huge week, but Braun's right up there with him.
And that's the thing. I mean, Brian and Prince, really weren't swinging the bats as well then as they are now. And there's going to be pitches on either side of the plate they weren't going to be able to handle too well. But when those 2 guys get hot, they can hit anything.
Karstens showing he does not want to challenge Kendall here, but he's got the pitcher on deck. He's throwing him a lot of breaking balls in this at-bat. Looper handles the bat well for a pitcher, which comes into play in a spot like this. And there's a strike and another off-speed pitch.
That backdoor slider right on the inside corner. Not where you want it, but it was so bad that it was good. It freezes Jason. He's looking fastball there.
Full count. Hall out at second, representing the tying run early. And Kendall takes ball 4. So one that got away for Karstens. Kendall draws the walk, and that'll give Looper a chance to advance the runners. Hey, I want to remind you, it's Brewers text time. We're taking your questions during the game and post-game show. When you text us at 234-234, that's keyword Brewers on that. Be sure to give us your first name and city. Again, the short code 234-234, keyword Brewers. Had a lot of fun getting interactive with the fans this year on our broadcast. Now we'll see if Maka has Looper bunting here with 1 out and 2 on. Pirates bring the corner infielders in, and Looper takes a strike.
Yeah, last year Looper did a very good job in these situations, dropping down 13 successful sacrifice bunts. Got a bunt here. You don't want Looper to ground into a double play.
Looper does not have a sacrifice bunt this year. A career .212 hitter. Oh, high and tight. Karstens buzzes the tower.
Brewer hitters have been getting knocked down or hit a lot so far this year, and Looper able to pull the bat back just at the last minute.
Brad Fisher talking it over with Looper. The LaRoche brothers crashing in hard on Braden.
Got a bunt at the third base.
Andy LaRoche, the third baseman. Adam LaRoche is 2 steps on the grass at first, and he is charging hard, and he's left-handed. So that's a much easier throw for him across the diamond. And Looper, was he able to pull the bat back? That was an odd-looking bunt attempt. I'm not sure what the call is.
It looked like it was a bit uncomfortable. I hope he didn't hurt himself.
It looked a little bit to me like he made a pass at it, but home plate umpire John Hirschbeck says ball 2. Whoop, whoop. Not really.
See the way he gets up, it looked like might have tweaked something. Who knows?
There's a bunt. That's a good one. Only play is first. And Karstens gets Looper. Nicely done. So the Brewer pitcher executes a sacrifice bunt, and that'll set the table for Ricky Weeks with 2 outs.
Yeah, under tough circumstances. I mean, Karstens buzzed him twice. Still, Looper able to hang in there and drop down a nice bunt. Didn't give an inch. He deadens it nicely in front of home plate. He only played to first base.
So here is Weeks with Hall at third and Kendall at second. And check our Firestone leaderboard up above. The Brewers 24 home runs this year as a team. That leads all National League clubs. Braun is homer tonight. And Weeks takes a strike. Ricky was 1 for 3 yesterday in Houston. He walked his last 2 times up. Brewers dropped that final game of the series to the Astros 3-2. Weeks hammers that one. Watch this one fly. Way back. Goodbye. Ricky Weeks unloads a 3-run home run. The 25th of the year for the Brew Crew. 4-2 Milwaukee, just like that.
Well, same pitch that Ryan hit out of the ballpark, a hanging curveball. Look how short and quick that stroke is for Ricky Weeks, and that ball way back and left to give the Brewers a 4-2 lead. A couple of hanging curveballs have cost Karstens early in the game.
For Ricky Weeks, number 4 of the year.
Did you happen to see Ricky taking BP today?
Yes, I did, as a matter of fact.
Oh, baby.
I didn't see Ricky take BP. I heard him take BP. That was one of the most impressive batting practice sessions I've ever seen.
You know, the glass panels opened up out there in the gaps. They were opened up during batting practice. He hit one out of here. Completely out of here to left center.
Corey Hart, a smash over to third. LaRoche has it. And the side retired, but not before Ricky Weeks. He's off to a great start in 2009, and he pounds his 4th home run of the year. 4-2 Milwaukee.
A 4-2 lead over the Pirates as we head to the top of the 3rd inning. I'm pleased to be joined by Brewers Executive Vice President of Business Operations, Rick Schlesinger, and he's here to tell us about some great deals you can get when you come out here to Miller Park, starting with 5-county, 5-day celebration, right?
Right, half-price tickets all this week, including Friday, which will probably be a sellout. So it's a good opportunity for fans to come and see some great action and get half-price tickets in most locations.
Well, you guys are also doing a lot of big things with the All-Star voting, and you got 8 Brewers on the ballot this year. And tell us some of the cool things you guys have going to get them in the All-Star game.
Well, we're trying to get people to sign up, and if you vote, there's a chance. If you come to a polling station here at Miller Park and you vote 10 times, you vote for Brewers, you get a chance to win some autograph items. Also online, if you vote for 25 times, Ryan Braun will give you an opportunity to win a suite. So it's, again, we're trying to get all our Brewers in there, and Ryan Braun and Prince Fielder, Mike Cameron is having a great start. Love to see as many Brewers as we can in St. Louis.
Well, Rick, thanks for your time, and I know we'll be checking in with you periodically to get all the latest information on the deals you can get here at Miller Park.
Thanks, Telly.
All right, guys, let's send it back up to you.
All right, Telly, thanks a lot. Craig Monroe sends Cameron back to the warning track. He's got it for the out. And 2 quick outs for Braden Looper. I got my All-Star Game ballot today here in the booth. Did you get yours, Parker?
I did, yep.
You punch it out and just sit right here. You got to punch your Brewers. You like Bill's new light? It's nice.
Right here, I'll let you see it. It's really nice. Brian bought it for me.
Infrared thing.
In the off-season. I can see pretty well.
I can see the eyes start to fail you after a while.
Almost don't need the glasses. Almost.
So the Brewers fans showed up big time in the All-Star voting last year. I know that was so well received by the players, believe me. Ryan Braun and Corey Hart. Braun, the 3rd most votes of any major leaguer last year. And Hart was the vote in, the final All-Star on the team. I thought it said a lot when you look at what the Brewer fans were able to do and outvote David Wright of the New York Mets with Corey Hart. I mean, you're talking about a major market in New York and a lot of people going through the gates, but
no, it's not the first time the Brewer fans have done that. They did that for Jeff Jenkins a few years ago. So, yeah, comes as no surprise to me that Brewer fans support their players. Absolutely.
2 quick outs for Looper. Count evens at 2-2. Adam LaRoche, fourth in the league in doubles to start play today with 7. LaRoche singled his last time up.
There's that split finger you were talking about with the thumb on the side of the baseball. Doesn't have that straight downward action. Kind of acts as a changeup. Didn't miss the corner by much.
And LaRoche draws the walk. And when you're swinging the bat as good as Adam LaRoche is, you're almost disappointed not to get a strike.
Now there's a reason why you're swinging the bat well, because you're only swinging at strikes. When you get a lot of hits, you're hitting about 350. That's why. Nothing but strikes. You let the bad pitches go by.
A nice night outside Miller Park, but still that threat of rain that is hanging around. So that's why the roof is closed.
Yeah, that's about the spot where Ricky hit the ball out of the stadium today in BP.
Right there? That's
right there. I hope it didn't hurt anybody.
Wow. Picked off a few motorcycles, I think.
Maybe. Right there. Went right out there. That's a blast, folks.
And Weeks hit a blast for a 3-run homer last inning. So he carried it over to the game. Panels open here tonight for the first time. Hensky takes a strike. Now I know you've seen a lot of games in this ballpark, Rock. What is your assessment of panels open, roof closed?
Well, panels open, roof closed. Ball's going to travel a little bit better than when everything's closed, but I think that when everything's open, the ball jumps out of here pretty good. Now you'll get some arguments. Some guys think it's the other way around. But in my experience and my opinion, I think it travels much better on average when everything's opened up.
And who's seen more games at Miller Park than you?
Not many people. But I think one of the things that plays into that is the fact that it's only opened up when it's warm.
Good point. Looper strikes out Hensky, and a scoreless third inning. Ryan Braun set to lead off when we come back. He homered his last time up. Brewers lead 4-2. For the Milwaukee Brewers as they return to Miller Park. 4-2, they lead the Pirates, and Braun drilled by a pitch, and he is not happy at all. Karstens sent one right into his back.
As if it's Ryan Braun's fault that he hung a curveball. I mean, no doubt that was a message. The Brewers now hit 13 times as a club. and that obvious. And now the umpires are going to warn everybody. A free shot for the Pirates. Check this out. Give me a break. Guy's got good command. Drills Ryan right in the back. Weak.
Now the crew chief, John Hirschbeck, jumping out there immediately. He's talking with Ken Maka right now. Maka is arguing about the point you just brought up.
Yeah, you get a free shot is what you get. You got Carson's out there hanging curveballs to everybody in the lineup, and he starts drilling people. Now Ken Maka's issue is the fact that the Brewers can't turn the favor. Now Braden Looper hits somebody or even comes close to somebody, and the umpire, in his opinion, thinks that Looper's trying to hit him. He's gone. He's out of the game.
And that's why the warnings issued. And Maka, an old school baseball guy, still barking at John Hirschbeck.
And he should. The thing about that rule about warning both sides, umpires don't like that. They don't like to do it. And Major League Baseball makes them do it. It's not John Hirschbeck's decision. It's baseball. Baseball makes them do it. Umpires have said they just let the guys let them work it out for themselves.
Not especially in the National League when pitchers hit for themselves. And that's the way it used to be handled all the time, and still is to some degree today. But not now with the warning issued. Fielder taking a mighty hack. I guarantee if Fielder launches one here, he will stand there all day and watch it.
Because nobody can do anything about it today anyway. Doesn't mean anything about tomorrow. Tomorrow's another day.
And that's ultimately the best retaliation, isn't it?
Right.
We don't want you kids out there to go to your Little League games, though, and start drilling people.
No.
That's big league baseball. It happens. Sportsmanship is always at the top of the list. We encourage sportsmanship.
Most of the time.
A check on Braun. Close play.
Funny thing is, Jeff Carson's, he came up and in on Braden Looper a couple of times. I mean, Looper had to snap his neck back to get out of the way. And here's a guy with about as good a control as anybody. I mean, he puts the ball pretty much where he wants to.
Oh, Braun's out. They got him. Ryan was leaning, and Karstens rubs a little salt in the wound here for out number one.
Yeah, he wanted to go, no doubt about that. And nobody more hot about that than Ryan himself. Big lead. He took a false step, and that's not even close at first base.
So Braun hit by the pitch. Picked off first. One away for Fielder. A hitter's count here, 3-1. Brewers up 4-2. And Prince gets under one foul and out of play. The Powerball home run leaderboard brought to you by the Wisconsin Lottery. Ryan Braun now with 5 home runs. That leads the club. Weeks hit his 4th in the second inning. A 3-run shot tied with Cameron. 25 team home runs for the Brewers. (3-2) to Fielder. Struck him out. So 2 gone here in the third inning. Karstens has things going his way here in this frame.
It looked like Prince wanted to hit one into Lake Michigan there. Fastball that was pretty much down the middle of the plate. Prince winding up trying to hit one out.
First strikeout for Karstens. 2 gone for Mike Cameron. Cameron flew out to right his last time up. That ended the first. 323 hitter after that fly ball out. And Cameron launches one deep left field. And he'll take the big swing around first base on his way around the bases. Mike Cameron unloads on Karstens. And it's 5-2. And that is the best way to answer.
You hit him out and you take your time around the bases. Cameron didn't do it, though. I mean, he's too classy of a guy. He hits him and gets around the bases in good shape. Third of the night, and Karstens in his first 2 starts had only allowed 1 home run.
Now it's Hardy. Cameron took a peek into the Brewers dugout when he hit that ball, almost telling Ryan Braun, I got you, partner. I got you.
Yep. Guys get it. They understand. I mean, everybody on that field gets what's going on down there, but not a lot you can do about it tonight except for hit homers.
Ryan Braun, Ricky Weeks, and Mike Cameron with long balls here tonight already.
Yeah, a lot of this frustration for the Pirates is the numbers that you were talking about in the first inning.
Hardy chases one, and the side retired, but the Brewers strike once again. They have scored in every inning tonight. Cameron goes deep, number 5 on the year, and it's 5-2 Crew. Wisconsin is presented by Blaine Farm and Fleet. You'll always find value at your local Farm and Fleet. By Piggly Wiggly, shop the pig and save. And by Ho Chunk Gaming Wisconsin. Cute kids there, huh? Having a good time at the ballpark with Mom here tonight. To see Ken Maka and John Hirschbeck, the crew chief, still working it out with the events of last inning. Ryan Braun drilled by the first pitch of the inning from Jeff Karstens. Cameron hits a home run. The Brewers lead 5-2. And now Braden Looper back on the mound for his 4th inning. Remember, the umpires issued a warning to both benches after that hit batter. So it is an automatic ejection if Hirschbeck feels that Looper hits a Pirate on purpose.
Or anybody from this point forward. That doesn't mean that if somebody gets hit, he's automatically ejected. Umpire John Hirschbeck has to feel as though he did it on purpose.
And that was probably the subject matter for Ken Maka between innings. Karstens given up 3 home runs through the first 3. Well, it's got to be special every day for these two guys, Andy and Adam LaRoche. Two brothers on the same team, playing this great game at the big league level.
Big brother helping along little brother.
They'd never played together coming up. Adam, 5 years older than Andy. There's Adam there. And Andy was part of the three-way trade last year, the Red Sox, the Pirates, and the Dodgers.
Andy LaRoche has done a pretty good job so far this year. I mean, last year, got some playing time late and really struggled with the bat, struggled defensively, and came into this year and he's played pretty well.
Well, he was a big-time prospect with the Dodgers. Kind of fell out of favor in that organization. They made the trade, and then he played pretty much every day the final couple of months of the year with Pittsburgh last year, and knew he had the job this year, and he's responded well. He has a 10-game hit streak. Drove in a run his last time up, hit a smash over to first that fielder made a diving stop on. That one's hit well. Deep right center field. Hart's got a long way to go, and he can't get it. That bounces off the wall. LaRoche on his way to second with a double. An 11-game hit streak for Andy LaRoche. Time now for the Aflac trivia question. And on this date in 2004, which Brewers player hit for the cycle? It's the anniversary of the cycle. 2004 is the year. Kind of an odd name, you know, not a name you would think of. But if you're a diehard Brewers fan, you certainly know this one.
You know it, don't you?
Yeah, every April 27th we have it on our Aflac trivia question. I didn't know it till the first Aflac trivia question, though. Jason Jaramillo from Franksville, Wisconsin. Played his high school ball at Case in Racine. And getting a chance to catch a lot with the injury to Ryan Doman. It's got to be a special time for him to come back and play near his hometown. He's got a lot of friends and family here tonight, does Jaramillo.
Yeah, pretty good defensive catcher. The other catcher for the Pirates, Robinson Diaz. So both of those guys are going to be getting ample time because Doman, as you mentioned, is going to be out for a while. That guy, Doman, has a tough time staying on the field. He's got a lot of ability. He's a switch hitter. He's got some pop in his bat and seems every year to get hurt.
That Doman out with a broken right wrist. Little chopper back to Looper. LaRoche stays put at second. And one away. I think if LaRoche had it to do all over again, he would have broken to third.
Well, it's tough for a guy at second base to really judge how hard that ball is hit. And last thing you want to do is get caught going to third base with nobody out. He gets the big lead. He's got to decide right away what to do, and he goes a safe route, stays in scoring position at second base.
LaRoche doubled to right center to lead off the fourth inning here. And now one out, and the batter is Bixler. 8 and 9 coming up for the Pirates, so a way through this inning for Looper. Here's the key hitter, though. Brian Bixler making his second start of the year at shortstop. Bixler drove in 2 runs yesterday in his first start of the season. 1 for 3 with a walk. We saw a little bit of him last year, and he struggled at the plate, but he's shown he can hit through the minor league system for the Pirates. And starting this year in Indianapolis, a .304 hitter. Chases one. And Braden Looper picks up strikeout number 4.
Well, he missed a good pitch to hit. That was a fastball with a 1-strike count. Then he went after the slider away. Well, create your own Brewers collectible using your favorite photos at the photo store on Brewers.com. In 3 easy steps, you can make your very own Milwaukee Brewers memory. Go to the Brewers.com website today.
Well, the boos rained down on Jeff Karstens. I would assume most fans didn't see the warning issued by the umpires after Karstens hit Braun. And Looper starts him with a strike. Karstens struck out looking last time up. One of 4 Looper strikeouts. Karstens hitless this year. He's 0 for 3. And he takes that one for a strike. Because he's in the 5th spot in the rotation and the off days the Pirates had to start the year, Karstens didn't pitch through the first 2 weeks of the season. This is only his 3rd start of the year. And down he goes. So Looper carves him up. Strikeout number 5 for Looper. A 2-run first for the Pirates. Nothing but 0 cents. And the Brewers 5-2. They lead it coming to bat as we head to the bottom of the 4th. Tonight, the Brewers have pounded 3 home runs against Jeff Karstens, 1 in each of the first 3 innings. Braun, number 5, Weeks hit number 4 in the 2nd, and Mike Cameron, number 5, in the 3rd. Powerball home run board is racking up tonight. 26 team home runs. And the Brewers have a 5-2 lead on 5 hits. Pirates scored the first 2 runs of the game in the first inning. In an inning, Rock, that could have been a whole lot worse. Pirates, the first 5 batters of the ball game reached base in that first inning.
Well, the Pirates in that inning made the first out at home plate, trying to score a runner with nobody out. Kind of a no-no in baseball.
Braden Looper has settled down since.
I guess that was a turning point in the inning for Looper.
That was a throw from Cameron to the plate. Freddie Sanchez thrown out trying to score for out number 1. Now we'll see what Karstens does with Bill Hall in this spot here. Last time up, he had him down 0-2, and he tried to sneak a fastball by him, and Hall doubled down the left field line. They'll ask if he went, able to check his swing.
You know, if you're a hitter right now in this situation, both benches warned. I mean, I don't think a pitcher is going to be too willing to come inside too much. I mean, it might come inside, but they're not going to come in off the plate too much. pretty much lean out over the plate, expect something away.
Hall had one he could handle. He fouls it away.
Unless the pitcher's not too worried about getting tossed.
Now Braun was hit by a pitch to start the third inning. Ken Maka had a couple of discussions with the crew chief John Hirschbeck, and they worked it out.
And we try to be, reasonable up here. We don't want to make any assumptions, but that looked like it was there was definitely a purpose to it. Not even close.
Now, Ryan Braun certainly thought there was.
Well, and so did the umpire. I mean, the fact that John Hirschbeck issued a warning, he figured, he hit him on purpose, and that'll be at the end of that. We're not going to see any more of that tonight. The 13th time a Brewer hitter has been plunked this year.
Yeah, the Brewers lead the National League in hit by pitches. Down goes Hall. Fastball on the outer half, and Hall a strikeout victim, number 3 for Karstens. Aflac trivia. Take you back to 2004, 5 years ago. Can you believe that? A Brewer hit for the cycle. Can you name him?
The catcher.
It was. How about those catchers?
Yeah.
Chad Moeller, and video evidence of it.
Well, he got the tough one out of the way early. He got the home run. And Ken Griffey Jr. not able to handle that one. That was the double. Here's the triple right here. And he got the easiest one out of the way last. The single back through the middle.
The anniversary of the cycle. It's been done a few times in Brewers franchise history. If you guessed Paul Molitor and Robin Yount, you'd be correct on both counts.
Yeah, Mike Hegan had one, and Charlie Moore
Yeah.
had a cycle.
And there they are. Hegan did it in '76. Before Moeller, it had been a while. Molitor in '91 in Minnesota. One and two to Kendall. Hits that one well into the gap in left center. On the run is Monroe, and he's got it. Monroe had Kendall shaded into the alley. Well positioned, and it's out number 2. Good crowd on a Monday night. Want to invite you to log on to Brewers.com and pick up your tickets for this homestand. Expecting big crowds on the weekend. But a lot of seats available for the final 2 games of this series. Tomorrow night, the Brewers back in action. We're on WMLW tomorrow. Then Wednesday, a day game with the great Giovanni Gallardo on the mound. And a noon start.
The great, huh? Wow.
The great
Nice.
Giovanni Gallardo.
Going to start a trend.
The great Yo. Got to watch how you throw that word around, But after a complete game, it applies.
Yeah. A little bit of pressure you throw on a kid. Huh?
See, I feel like Ken Maka that he can handle. Looper flares one to right. And that's the inning. So the best inning for Karstens in this game. 3 up and 3 down. A lot of kids at the ballpark tonight. Brewers getting a lot to cheer about. innings, we had a chance to catch up with first base coach Ed Cedar, and we asked him about the home run ball for the Brewers here tonight.
Looking pretty good. Lots of fireworks so far up there.
Eddie, tell us about the contribution that Mike Cameron's made defensively in the outfield. He seems to be playing his best baseball right now.
Oh yeah, Cam, complete professional, goes out there and prepares every day to win. Does a nice job, allows me to do some different things with the corner outfielders, knowing how much ground he can cover out there. Outstanding for our team.
After getting drilled in the back, it looked like Ryan wanted to steal second base there. Just kind of got caught leaning.
Yeah, I got caught leading, and they just went up and said, hey, this guy was close on that one. Now he's going to come with your balk move, and Ryan wanted to get yet another step, so I knew he was gone.
Eddie Cedar, the Brewers first base coach. Yeah, you could see that one from a mile away, and Ed was right there just a few feet from Ryan Braun. After he was drilled by that pitch in third, immediately picked off. Nigel Morgan starts the inning with a single. And the pesky Pirate leadoff hitter on base for the second time. Now, Brewer fans, get into the game on Fox Sports Wisconsin. And submit your question online at carsoup.com/baseball. Today's question, Carl in Milwaukee. Why has a team like the Pirates had so much trouble developing young talent, unlike the Brewers have? Fair question.
The Pirates had a flock of young left-handed pitchers that really looked like they were going to burst onto the scene. Zach Duke, Gorzolani, Mahalam. Zach Duke's throwing the baseball very well. Mahalam's still a very tough left-handed pitcher. It's just one of those things. I don't know. You go through cycles. I mean, organizations go through cycles. There was a period of time when the Brewers had a tough time developing minor league talent. A successful big league minor league talent. So, the Pirates are just in one of those phases right now where their draft picks just aren't working out. That happens to every organization.
Now, Frank Coonley, the new president of the Pirates a couple of seasons ago, and then a new general manager in Neil Huntington. They have changed their philosophy and a new emphasis on the draft. Pirates have had some good drafts lately as far as their number in the draft, and haven't drafted to help their big league ball club, and that was an area of emphasis. And the Pirates made a couple of big trades last year. They traded away 3 players and got 8 back, and a lot of them big prospects, not only in the Yankees organization but in the Red Sox chain as well.
But the Pirates aren't the only organization that have had a tough time in their draft. I mean, unfortunately for the Pirates and a lot of teams that don't have a lot of money to spend, they rely solely on their ability to draft and develop talent, unlike some other teams that if their draft choices don't work out, they just go out and buy free agents in the offseason. You can't do that.
Well, the Pirates have had 16 consecutive losing seasons, but they feel like they have things turned around a little bit. They like the players they got in return for Xavier Nady and Jason Bay. They also lost Damaso Marte, but they picked up 2/5 of their starting rotation in that trade with the Yankees. They got a young left-handed hitter named Brandon Moss, who comes off the bench for the Pirates this year. They like him a lot as well. One thing the Pirates have done this year better than anybody in the National League is pitch. The best earned run average in the National League coming in.
Yeah, combined in the best starting earned run average in the National League. So, yeah.
Runner takes off, ball 4. So Looper, a couple of base runners here to start the 5th inning, a hit and a walk.
Dave Bush and Northwestern Mutual invite you to drop off newer gently used children's books May 1st through the 3rd during the Brewers Drive for charity. Get a Dave Bush pin with every donation. For details, call 414-902-4000.
Looking forward to seeing Dave Bush pitch once again. Bush will be back on the mound tomorrow night against Paul Mahalam, a left-hander for the Pirates. And Bush in his next game after a near no-hitter in Philadelphia. Monroe takes a strike. This is a guy the Pirates may have hit on this spring. He was a non-roster invite. Played for the Twins last year. Struggled in Minnesota. But he's out to a great start for Pittsburgh. He drove in a run with a base hit back in the first. His 10th RBI.
Hey, had some nice seasons with the Tigers. I mean, this guy's got a lot of power, and ordinarily most of his power comes to left field. In the past, the way to pitch him is to force him to use right center.
Big hack. Looper strikes out Monroe. Strikeout number 6.
Now the Pirates have had men in scoring position just about every inning tonight. 3 innings out of 5. There's that splitter we were talking about. Looks like a screwball, actually. That ball has a big break on it going down and in to a right-handed hitter. Good pitch. Good location.
Now, is that the thumb under or the thumb to the side
That's
splitter?
got to be the thumb side, doesn't it?
Turns it over even. No strikeouts for Braden Looper as a Brewer this year. Didn't strike out a batter in his last start. Looper had 5 strikeouts against the Reds in 6 innings back on the 15th of April. Already 6 tonight. Two on for the Pirates. Brewers lead 5-2. They belted 3 home runs in this game. Braun, Weeks, and Cameron all with long balls. And 5 unanswered for Milwaukee after the Pirates scored 2 in the first. LaRoche off to the best April of his career. He's hitting at .299 to start the year after a single in the first inning. He walked his last time up, chased one there, and it's 1-2.
That's a good pitch, isn't it? I mean, he's got good command of that pitch. Hasn't left one up in the zone yet. You leave that pitch up in the zone, it's going to go a long way. But everything's been down around the ankles with that finger on the side, the thumb on the side splitter.
Tried to sneak a fastball in there, just missed. Looper came up as a closer. He had a big arm when he came through the Cardinals system. Was quickly traded to the Marlins, then ended up back in St. Louis as a starting pitcher. He was an upper 90s power-armed right-hander before he became a starter. Now he does it with finesse and location. And down goes LaRoche. Snapped that splitter right on the corner, and LaRoche is out, and strikeout number 7 for Braden Looper.
Almost was able to get him his last time up, but LaRoche, the pitch that he took, this one here a little bit further outside, and was called a ball. This time catches the corner. John Hirschbeck rings him up. 7 strikeout, and the second one looking.
Shot back up the middle, a base hit. Hensky singles, and that's going to score Morgan with ease. And the Pirates cut the deficit to 2. So an RBI single for the Wisconsin native, Eric Hensky.
The example of a guy standing on that on-deck circle, watching what Looper's doing, and was sitting waiting for that splitter. Got it up in the zone, just trying to get ahead with strike 1. There it is, out over the plate, but up. And Hensky able to bang it into center field. He learned that on the on-deck circle right there.
Morgan scores his second run. And here's Andy LaRoche. 5-3. The tying run is aboard now for the Pirates. Strike 1. The brothers LaRoche and the sons of a big leaguer, Dave LaRoche. Their dad had a decade in the big leagues. pitcher. He put up some great numbers, too.
Yes, he did. Just whatever you do, don't mention Dave LaRoche to Gorman Thomas.
Is that right?
The lob. You know, the lob got Gorman on it. Gorman doesn't like to talk about it.
They didn't talk about it as an ephus then. That was the lob.
The lob.
For the LaRoche. Yeah, he was a closer with the Indians. There's a strike on the corner. He played with the Angels, Dave LaRoche. That's probably before your time, though, huh? Dave LaRoche?
Yeah.
You say yeah like, you know, he was.
Yeah, it is.
Let me look that up now. I didn't mean to insult you there. When was your first year as a California Angel, Ron?
89.
Okay. All right.
Oh, now you believe me?
You missed it by a decade.
Okay. You don't think I would have remembered him?
But surely you faced him.
No, I don't recall.
His last year was your first. Runners go. LaRoche fouls one away. He was a Yankee when you were a Brewer.
Okay.
For the first time.
Missed him by a decade.
Missed him by that much.
Folks around here think I'm pretty old, don't they?
Pretty much. Experience, not old, experienced. Looper trying to get out of a jam here. Runners go and swinging a foul back.
Yeah, good pitch for LaRoche that time. That ball up in the zone, 83. Looked like a slider that just stayed in the middle part of the plate. He'd like to have that one back. Eyes get big. Ball didn't do much. Can't believe he missed it.
It was Andy LaRoche who had the infield hit against Sabathia in Pittsburgh last year. The only hit of the game. Tying run at first. Runners take off again. LaRoche takes ball 4. The inning continues. The bases are loaded now for Pittsburgh. And they bring the 7th man to bat in the inning. And a quick visit from Bill Castro.
Yeah, it's been a struggle tonight for Braden Looper. 97 pitches at 2 outs in the 5th inning. Well, he's been so efficient with his pitches in his first 3 starts.
Ken Maka talking it over with Willie Randolph. Checking that Pittsburgh lineup. Looper made the last out for the Brewers. So they're at the top of their order. Big spot here for Looper. Tying run at second base. 5-3 the Brewers lead it, and it's Jason Jaramillo. Jaramillo is hitless. Couple of ground outs against Looper. And there's a strike. 1-1. Sanchez over at third. That's Hensky at second. He drove in a run, and then LaRoche, Andy LaRoche at first. The switch hitting Pittsburgh catcher. One and two.
I threw that one right by him. That was a result of a good splitter on the first pitch for a strike. Well, you throw that for a strike. That hitter has no idea what's coming next. Able to throw the fastball right by him.
Jaramillo in his first career at bat with the bases loaded, making his 5th consecutive start after the injury to Ryan Doman. Brewers lead by 2 here in the 5th, and Jaramillo sends one back up the middle. Hardy's there, flips to Weeks for the out, and the inning is over. The Pirates score a run, but they strand the bases loaded. 5-3 Brewers. We head to the bottom of the 5th. Top of the order coming up.
weeks, and that's how the Brew Crew lead the Pirates 5-3 as we head to the bottom of the 5th inning. Time to check in with the crew in the community. Jeff Suppan has teamed up with the USO of Wisconsin to honor active military personnel and their families at Miller Park. Jeff and his wife Dana have donated 4 seats, which are in section 117 behind home plate, and $200 in Miller Park certificates for each home game, $50 a person for food, drinks, and souvenirs. This marks the 2nd year of Soup's Troops, and it really serves a great cause for the men and women that serve for our country, guys.
Absolutely, and those are great seats down there. The camouflage seats behind home plate. Ricky Weeks leads off. Top of the order for the Brewers. Weeks, Hart, and Braun. And a 5-3 Milwaukee lead. Karsten's back on the mound. Weeks hit a 3-run home run against Karsten's his last time up. That was with 2 outs. And it took a 2-1 Brewer deficit to a 4-2 Brewer lead. Back in the 2nd. Weeks launched one. It was a no-doubter. 3-run homer for Ricky, his 4th home run of the year. Weeks now with 11 runs batted in.
Yeah, I know it sounds crazy, but except for those 3 home runs, Carson's thrown pretty well. I mean, he's only got 60 pitches right now. He's been pretty efficient.
Well, he's only given up the 5 hits. Other than the home runs, Fielder tripled. He almost hit one out of here. And Bill Hall doubled. Mark DeFelice getting loose. Likely to see him next. 2-2 to Weeks. Karsten's coming off his best inning in the 4th. And Ricky wants to start over again. Got him. So Karsten's strikes out Weeks. Strikeout number 4 for the Pirate starter.
Well, breaking ball from Karsten's, and all of a sudden he's had pretty good command, although this one was one of those backup jobs that able to catch the inside corner. Well, tonight's time of the game winner is Flappers in West Dallas. If they call the Brewers by 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. You know the number by now, 902-4572. They get 40 tickets to a 2009 Brewers home game. This offer courtesy of the Tavern League of Wisconsin and Miller Lite.
Corey Hart for the Brew Crew with 1 out. Pirates got 2 in the 1st. The Brewers with a homer from Braun in the bottom of the 1st. 3-run homer from Weeks in the 2nd, and Cameron a solo shot in the 3rd. Pirates just scored a run in the 5th inning in the top of this frame. And it's 5-3. Pirates have actually out-hit the Brewers 6-5 thus far. Hart quickly down, no balls and 2 strikes. Cardinals are winning tonight. They lead the Braves 3-2. St. Louis at 13-6. Best record in the Central Division. In fact, the Cardinals tied with the Dodgers for the best record in the National League. St. Louis in Atlanta to start a 3-game series. Nationals are in Philadelphia. That game's tied at 7 in the 8th. Phillies got hot once the Brewers left town. Phillies winning a series against the Florida Marlins.
Yeah, the Marlins all of a sudden 11-7. Not playing nearly as well as they did before. They started the season in great shakes. Cardinals 10-3 at home so far this year, so they've had a lot of home games, a lot of games at Busch.
Marlins having trouble with the Pennsylvania teams. They got out to that great start, got swept by the Pirates, and then got swept by the Phillies in Florida. 3-2 the count to Hart. He's come all the way back. Pulls that one. That's a fair ball to LaRoche. And Hart is out. Probably swung at ball 4. And 2 outs in the inning, and here comes Ryan Braun. Now, Braun will be making a bid for Player of the Week in the National League. Just incredible numbers.
I think it all started with that swing right there against Jamie Moyer, taking a off-speed pitch away from to the opposite field. Then the floodgates open for Ryan. 8 hits in that series. On base 11 times. And he hasn't stopped.
And a game-winning RBI in Houston. Albert Pujols won the Player of the Week. That was just announced a few hours ago. Pujols had a huge week and a career milestone for Pujols last week as well. He has surpassed the 1,000 RBI plateau. Did it with a grand slam on Saturday.
What's it, 8 years for him?
8 years. This is his 9th year in the big leagues.
That's incredible.
Man. But Braun's first 2+ years in the big leagues, comparable to what Pujols did in his first 2+ years. If you take straight games or at bats, Braun's right there with him. Braun had 71 home runs in his first 2 seasons.
Brewers would be ecstatic if Ryan could continue this pace for 8 years. I mean, that's how good Pujols is. Been doing it over a long period of time.
And what's amazing about Pujols is how much better defensively he is than when he came into the league. I mean, he's a Gold Glove first baseman now. Braun has made the switch from third base to left field, and you've hardly noticed. Still has yet to commit an error out there. 76 career home runs, and he missed the first 6 weeks of the 07 season. He was down in AAA. And like Pujols, he's been an infielder, been an outfielder.
Yep, outfielder, third base, and once Mark McGwire retired, first base was his.
Albert Pujols even played a couple of games at second base in his career. 2-2 to Braun. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Didn't we see him at second base either last year or the year before?
Last year, that was the second time.
Late in the ball game.
If there's one guy that doesn't belong at second base, it's Albert Pujols.
Yeah. That was like one of those 8, 9, 10 inning things.
Yeah. Don't forget, you can send your text questions. 234-234 is the number. Keyword Brewers. Full count to Braun with 2 outs. And he lays off. So a walk, a 2-out walk. Braun's been doing that a lot this year. Is among the league leaders in on-base percentage. That gets Prince Fielder a shot at Karstens with a man on.
That might be the best job of discipline that you've seen in a long time. You knew that Ryan Braun either wanted to hit one out or take Karstens' head off with one, and showed very good patience. And I think the Pirates knew that. That's why Karstens was just nibbling around the corners, hoping that Ryan would try to overswing and hit one out, but he didn't. That was a good at bat.
Here's Fielder now. Brewers lead by 2 in the bottom of the 5th. Another big cut. Fielder has left the shaft out, you could say, in his last few swings against Karstens. He tripled in the first. He missed a home run by just a few feet. First triple of the year for Fielder, his 6th of his career.
Did you check out Ryan's lead in this at bat? About 3 feet. I think Eddie Cedar's got a rope tied around his waist.
He says if you get picked off with Fielder at the plate one more time, suicides, man, suicides.
Cedar rope? He had about twice that much his last time on there.
We heard from Ed Cedar tonight in between innings. We asked him about the pickoff, and Ed said, I knew he was gone. I said stay close. He took one more step. And Braun was an easy out back in that third inning. Now he has a little league lead at first, hoping for his teammate to do some damage. Fielder had a nice week last week as well. Hit over 300. A couple of home runs. 3 homers, 14 RBIs. Fielder and Braun are tied for the club high with 14 ribbies. Little cue shot that'll slice foul.
Yeah, the biggest improvement for Prince from last year is his ability to take walks. I mean, his walk totals have been very good. He's got a .373 on base percentage to go along with a .231 batting average. He continues to take his walks. He's going to have a big year.
A lot more strikeouts than he had hoped for, but Fielder is seeing the ball well and feels like he's swinging at hittable pitches. See what he gets at 1 and 2. Popped him up. Morgan coming in, and he's got it for the out. So the inning is over. The Brewers failed to score. Still 5-3 Milwaukee on our way to the 6th. Presented by the Wisconsin Lottery and its family of instant scratch games. Odds are you'll like them. By Airtran. Go. There's nothing stopping you. And by Aflac. We've got you under our wing. Now, Bernie's been busy tonight. 3 home runs for the Brewers, 3 trips down the slide, and Mark DeFelice pitching in his 3rd consecutive game for the Brewers.
Well, you can see the numbers for DeFelice. He appeared in yesterday's ball game. 2/3 scoreless, including a strikeout. Hasn't allowed a run in his last 7 outings.
Final numbers on Braden Looper. He goes 5 innings, gives up 6 hits. A season high for strikeouts with 7. Exactly 100 pitches. And Looper has a chance to win his 3rd game of the year. The Brewers have not lost when Looper has started. They are 3-0.
And certainly didn't have his best stuff today, but still battled. It was a battle for him today and left with a lead.
Mark DeFelice. He's pitched so well out of the bullpen for the Brewers, especially recently. Yesterday, DeFelice 2/3 of an inning, gave up just 1 hit. pitched a crucial 8th inning, keeping the Astros ahead by only 1. Little cue shot. That one dribbles foul. He really pitched well on Saturday night at Houston. That was that crazy game. It didn't seem like anybody could get hitters out in that game on both sides. Matter of fact, the Brewers had blown 2 saves. 2 save opportunities went by. DeFelice came on to finish the 10th inning, and then he worked a scoreless 11th with a couple of strikeouts. Next thing you know, the Brewers came back and won. DeFelice picked up his 2nd career Major League win.
Yeah, DeFelice is very high on the confidence list of Ken Maka.
And a big swing and a miss. Bixler down on strikes. And that cut fastball, devastating.
And just one after the other. Every now and again with a left-handed hitter up there, he's going to throw a changeup, but not too often. Tough pitch for a righty.
Let's take a look back at Braden Looper today, Rock. And you mentioned not his best stuff, but certainly the split finger pitch is what kept him in the ballgame tonight.
Yeah, really the only time we haven't seen Looper with good command of his fastball. He wasn't able to keep it down. Really velocity down, I think, overall, but able to battle. I mean, that's what veteran guys do. That's what you get from a guy like Braden Looper. He might not be sharp, but he's going to figure out a way to keep you in the game. Seems as though the Pirates have had men on base just about the entire game. They're only 3 for 12 with runners in scoring position, so Looper was able to get the outs when he needed them.
And Looper stranded, the bases loaded in the 5th. Delwin Young pinch hitting for Karsten, so the Pirate starter is out after 5 innings. John Russell going with the left-handed bat of Delwin Young. Jesse Chavez getting loose. That one's hit well to right, sinking fast, and it's down for a hit. Delwin Young, a pinch hit single for the Pirates. And again, they bring the tying run to the plate.
Yeah, the cut fastball not nearly as effective against left-handed hitters. It kind of ends up in the wheelhouse, down and in. That's why he's been playing around with a changeup. He's getting a lot more confident with it. But still, that best pitch, the one he's going to use when he's in trouble, is that cutter.
I talked to DeFelice last night. You remember his outing yesterday, Rock, and he faced Jeff Blum. I asked him if he threw any changeups or how many changeups. He said, I threw my best changeup to Blum, and he ripped it foul. He ended up striking him out on a cut fastball, but he's been trying to implement that changeup to left-handed hitters. There's a good pitch, getting in on the hands of Morgan, and it's out number 2.
Yeah, when you get it up in the zone, and I mean, you don't really want to leave it up there to a right-handed hitter, but to a lefty, if you elevate that cutter and get it in on their fist, it's an effective pitch. Check it out. You see where Jason's setting up right off the inside corner. It starts on the corner, but then ends up about 2 inches off the inside.
It's the same pitch Mariano Rivera throws with about 5 fewer miles per hour. And DeFelice every now and then will do that. He'll drop the arm angle a little bit, picks up a strike on Freddie Sanchez. One thing DeFelice does a lot, which is why Ken Maka likes him in this kind of spot, he throws strikes. Has great command of that cutter.
Yeah, very rarely you're going to see DeFelice come inside. I mean, doesn't do it on purpose. So even, hitters know that, and even looking away, have a tough time picking up that movement, that rotation like that.
And to make Freddie Sanchez, a former batting champion in the National League, look like that, you'd know you've got something special.
A guy that uses right field so well, and ordinarily he's going to wait back and just shoot it to right field, and completely fooled.
See what he does with a 1-2 pitch. Got a runner at first. That's Delwin Young. He's a good runner. Tying run at the plate. 5-3 Brewers here in the 6th. Sanchez lays the bat on it, Hart right there, and the inning is over, and Mark DeFelice puts up yet another 0. Brewers coming to bat. Cameron leads off. 5-3 Milwaukee.
With a 5-3 lead as we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Davey and Craig on board. We're getting set for Brewers Live here on Fox Sports Wisconsin after the ball game. Davey, the Brewers, nothing but the home run ball. It's been good, but they haven't mustered a hit since the 3rd inning either.
No, they haven't. And the thing about it, they're doing what they normally do best, is hit the ball out of the yard. As you see, Ricky right there crushes the ball. But the thing about it, and you right there, Mike Cameron, boy, he's in a nice groove. The thing about it is that this game is still not over. I mean, these guys, the Pirates, have kept them in check since the 3rd inning. So right now, the Brewers maybe have to go back to that small ball.
And maybe hitting the ball the other way. Who knows? That's our instructional, by the way, coming up after the ball game. Mike Cameron set to lead off. Mark DeFelice in that Brewer dugout, and a new pitcher. Let's send it back to Brian and Bill.
Okay, thanks a lot, Craig and Davey. Jesse Chavez on the mound for the Pirates as we head to the 6th inning. He'll face Mike Cameron, J.J. Hardy, and Bill Hall. 8th appearance of the year for Chavez. Cameron homered his last time up, and as Craig and Davey were talking there, Rock, the last hit for the Brewers was Cameron's home run with 1 man out in the 3rd inning. Check that, 2 outs in the 3rd.
Yeah, combination of a couple of things. Maybe the Brewers thinking long ball, and Karsten's kind of got things together toward the latter part of his start tonight. So you have to give that opposing pitcher a little bit of the credit.
Jeff Karsten's on the hook for the loss right now. 5 innings, 5 runs all earned, giving up 5 Brewer hits. And Cameron breaks his bat. The bat is fair, the ball is foul. Best looking bat in the big leagues, Mike Cameron.
Yeah, the flame tempered barrel for
nice.
Mike Cameron.
Flame tempered barrel.
Style points.
That was nice.
That's what it is.
I like that bat. It's only flame tempered halfway down, though.
That's where you want to hit him. You hit him where Mike just did. You saw what happens.
Did you ever use a flame tempered barrel?
I did. I tried everything, partner. You name it. Cupped, uncupped, untreated, flamed.
Aluminum.
You name it. I did. Corked.
The truth will set you free. There's a called strike on the outside corner. So Cameron down on strikes and 1 away here in the 6th inning.
Yeah, Chavez has been throwing the baseball pretty well for these Pirates. He hasn't given up a hit in his last 5 outings. That's 6 innings. So, you know, he's been making pitches like that. Good velocity, about 91, 92. That one right on the corner at the knees. Not much you can do with that.
Well, everybody remembers the Ryan Braun grand slam if you're a Brewer fan. Last year, it was off of Jesse Chavez. The walk-off grand slam, one of the biggest hits of the year. Hardy whistles one into left, a base hit. So JJ has his first hit. He's always been a good hitter against the Pirates. And continues that here tonight. 1 for 3 at the plate. JJ on with 1 out. Well, our Ho-Chunk Gaming Wisconsin text the booth question: why are warnings from umpires issued to both teams and not one team? Fred in Milwaukee wants to know. That would be unfair to issue just to one team.
Well, yeah, I mean, you know, beanball war. I mean, that's what that tries to, eliminate. I mean, it doesn't do you much good to warn the team that's already hit somebody. I mean, it's the other team. It's the team that got hit that's looking for retribution, if in fact they felt it was on purpose.
Now, the warning doesn't apply to what has happened. It applies to what could happen. Preventative maintenance for the umpires.
Yeah, and again, the umpires don't like the rule. But Major League Baseball has said that they don't want to have beanball wars. They don't want to do that. And umpires are told that, in a situation like the one we saw tonight, you warn both benches. And if somebody does it again, they're gone. And it's not just you get thrown out. You're going to face a suspension and a fine.
We had that situation come up in the third inning. Braun, who had homered in the first, was hit by a Karstens fastball in the first pitch of that third inning. And immediately the crew chief, John Hirschbeck, warned both benches. And there has been no problem since. Ball and a strike on Bill Hall with Hardy over at first.
And umpires understand the situation that they're in. I mean, Carson's given up a couple of home runs. I mean, deep fly balls and on curveballs, and maybe the umpires understand the series with the Brewers and Pirates last year. 14 wins for the Brewers. It's been a long time since the Pirates have won here, and a little bit of frustration by Carsons. He decides to drill Ryan Braun, and that's going to be the end of it, at least for today. I mean, they can't warn both teams for an entire series. We'll see what happens tomorrow, though. Maybe nothing. As you said it very well when it first happened. The best way to get even is to win, and that's the only way to get even.
Now the veteran umpire, John Hirschbeck. Ken Baca, on a couple of occasions, was talking it out with Hirschbeck. Just wanted to stick up for his team, and Hirschbeck certainly understands. I mean, he's a guy who's been around for 25 years as a big league umpire, so he's seen both sides. He was umpiring back when he used to settle the score on the field, as they say.
Yeah. He was umpiring when me and Dave LaRoche were playing together.
That's right, in California. I didn't realize you were that old, Rob.
I didn't either.
No offense to Mr. LaRoche. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Hardy at first. And Hall takes a pitch inside. 3-2 the count. Well, we'll see if Ken Baca decides to send JJ in this situation with 1 out.
I'd be surprised if JJ runs. I mean, Billy's susceptible to the strikeout. JJ, not the fastest Brewer base runner. We'll see.
Brewers lead by 2, 5-3. And a 1-out base runner. Hardy stays put, and Hall takes ball 4. Close pitch, but Billy lays off. The LASIK surgery paying off for Billy during that at-bat.
Well, that didn't miss by much. Good eye. Maybe a couple inches off the corner. Jaramillo tried to make it look pretty good.
That was Hall's nemesis pitch a year ago. And one of the reasons why he didn't face many right-handers. Shows a good eye right there. And a key walk for Hall. That puts runners at first and second with Kendall coming up. Brewers have the pitcher spot in the on-deck circle. But unlikely DeFelice would hit if it was an RBI opportunity.
Well, there is activity. It looks like Stetter's standing on top of the pitcher's mound out there.
And Brad Nelson ready to hit. And he'll go get DeFelice from the on-deck circle.
You got Craig Monroe and a couple of left-handed hitters coming up for the Pirates. So you don't mind having Mitch Stetter start the inning.
2 on with 1 out. And Jaramillo might have taken a strike away from Sanchez right there. Nobody covering the bag at first. And here comes Joe Kerrigan, the new Pirate pitching coach.
Yeah, but the stuff that Chavez has shown so far this year, we mentioned he hasn't given up a hit until J.J. Hardy's base hit in 6 innings. That looked like a pretty good pitch, but the problem for Hirschbeck, you really couldn't see it all that well because Jaramillo's jumping around back behind home plate. You stay down and you frame that pitch, you might get the strike call. Umpires do not like a lot of movement in front of them when they're trying to call balls and strikes.
Pitchers aren't big fans of it either.
No.
Unless it turns into an out. Hitters count for Kendall. 2-0 with runners at first and second. 2-1. Well, Joe Kerrigan has done a nice job in his first year as a pitching coach, at least in the first month. His pitchers giving him a lot of credit. Former big league manager briefly with Boston, longtime Red Sox pitching coach. Oh, Kendall is buzzed. He's hit by the pitch. And the bases are going to be loaded. And this is where Hirschbeck will make the decision.
Nope.
Whether it was intentional or not. Obviously not. So that's why the warning doesn't apply here.
It does not mean you can't hit a batter, but the umpire has to feel as though it was intentional. And that was a far cry from being intentional. It's a piece of Jason's arm. Tries to get out of the way, but cannot do it.
Jaramillo jumped out there just in case, but Hirschbeck, the veteran umpire he is, had it all the way. So now the base is loaded, and here's Brad Nelson. Yesterday, Ken Maka started Brad Nelson in right field. He wanted him to get some consistent at-bats. Nelson 0 for 4 yesterday, but saw a lot of pitches. Will it pay off here tonight? Still looking for his first hit of the year. Hardy over at third. He singled with 1 out. Hall and Kendall both reaching via the walk.
And he had such a good spring. He was getting playing time and getting a lot of at bats every single day. But since spring training was over, it's been tough for him. Tough to keep that rhythm.
In tight. 2 balls and a strike. Now Maka gives Nelson the start yesterday for this exact moment. He's had some regular at bats. Seen a lot of pitches. Got a chance to do some damage here in the 6th inning. Out in front of 1, 2-2.
I'm not willing to give him a fastball. A couple of pitches that have been strikes have been off speed sliders.
Nelson, who made his major league debut last year, looking for his first career RBI. Good eye there. 3-2. I think Chavez, when it left his hand, probably thought he had a strikeout.
That's a good take.
Now they're on their feet at Miller Park. Over 32,000. Struck him out. Nelson down on a changeup.
Same pitch, a little bit higher. Not willing to throw the kid a fastball. Very frustrating for Brad Nelson. Pretty good pitch to hit. Of course, changeups never are ideal, but it was up in the zone. It was a strike. And Nelly out in front of it.
Chavez, the last time he was on this mound at Miller Park, he gave up a grand slam to Ryan Braun. And here's Ricky Weeks with the bases loaded. He's been one of the best the Brewers have to offer with runners in scoring position. And he jumps on the first pitch, pops it up. That is going to stay playable. And LaRoche makes the catch for the out. The Brewers let a golden opportunity go by. The bases left loaded. Still 5-3. Brewers lead. Top brewed Miller Lite. Great taste, less filling. And by Toyota, proud sponsor of the Milwaukee Brewers and the Tundra Territory at Miller Park. Beautiful Miller Park, and the homestand begins tonight. Big crowd on hand on a Monday night, over 32,000 in attendance. And the Brewers have a 5-3 lead. 3 home runs for the Crew, and now Mitch Stetter comes out of the Brewer bullpen in relief of Mark DeFelice.
I can see the numbers for Mitch Stetter in his 10th appearance. You figure he's going to get an awful lot of opportunities this year. The only left-hander in the bullpen for Ken Maka. 3.38 earned run average. He appeared in yesterday's ball game in Houston, retired the only batter that he faced.
Craig Monroe singled in a run in the first inning. Pirates scored 2 in the first. They added 1 in the 5th. And he's 1 for 3 and a big hack. He'll take a mighty cut. Monroe had a couple of big home run years with the Tigers, as you see Villanueva getting loose. Monroe nearly hit 30 home runs one year in Detroit. Had a 28 home run season back in 06. Drove in 92. Real backdoor curveball, and it's 1-2 on Monroe.
Yeah, he's got some big time power, most of it coming from center field around the left. Got to stay away from this guy.
And down he goes. Stetter sent him up a spinner, and Monroe down on strikes. The 9th strikeout against Brewer pitching tonight for the Pirates.
Well, strike 2 was on the outside corner. This one down and in. That's about as good as you can get right there. I mean, right under the bat. You throw that slider, you try and hit the right-handed hitter's back foot with it. They call it a back foot slider.
Right on point. And Stetter gets ahead of Adam LaRoche. LaRoche at 294 on the year. He is 1 for 2 today. Has a hit and a walk. Looper struck him out looking in the 5th inning with a runner in scoring position. Looper started, went 5. He is in line for the win. Gave up 3 runs, 2 earned. And LaRoche takes a breaking ball strike, a good one. Stetter can be so tough on lefties. And the splits for LaRoche versus right-handed and left-handed pitchers this season.
Yeah, with that arm angle, and he's way on the first base side of the pitching rubber. Basically, all he has to do is throw strikes. You know, keep the ball away. Doesn't even have to be on the corners. But that arm angle makes it very tough on lefties. Sounds easy, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, you get the benefit of that delivery against lefties, but you also get the fallout of it as well. It's a tough spot to throw from, to be consistent from anyway, and command the strike zone.
What makes him so good makes him inconsistent.
That's right.
I mean, it looks as though he's throwing it from where Ricky Weeks is standing.
Lefties batting .083 against him this year. That one's pulled foul, just missed the bag at first. I was talking to Stetter about his delivery and his motion. He's just into his second season now. It's his third season. He's completed 2 seasons with this delivery. Used to be more conventional, kind of over the top, but this is what he's gone with. Opposite field, long run for Braun, and he can't get it. A base hit. LaRoche on his way to second. And it's a double. So Adam LaRoche, good piece of hitting there, goes to the opposite field, and the Pirates again bring the tying run to the plate.
Well, really hung in there nice. I mean, that's a tough thing to do, what he just did. Slider by Stetter. Not a bad pitch. Might have been up a little bit, but it was on the corner, and LaRoche just hung right in there and dumped it down the line and left. That's a good approach.
And now it's Eric Hensky. Hensky singled in a run in the 5th inning. Strike. Stetter was telling me he gives a lot of credit to Brian Schaus on how to prepare and stay ready on a nightly basis, you know, and not empty out your bullets in the bullpen. Schaus was a master at just getting to the point where he could get loose in about 4 or 5 pitches.
You don't want to get all lathered up every time they call your name down there. Yeah.
I mean, you can imagine Stetter is a young pitcher in the big leagues for the first time. They call his name, and he was out there, you know, excited, ready to go. And next thing you know, they sit him back down, and he's got nothing left.
And he's exhausted. That's the thing. That's the things that you learn over the course of time. That's what makes guys like Trevor Hoffman so valuable down in that bullpen. Todd Coffey's had that experience. Carlos Villanueva is still learning how to be a reliever.
And all of the relievers have been spending a lot of time with Trevor Hoffman while he was on the disabled list. A lot of Q&A session. That one's hit to center, playable for Cameron. LaRoche is going to tag up here, and he'll stop. Cameron makes a nice play, gets off a good throw. 2 outs in the inning.
Let's see if Ken Maka goes to the bullpen. This is the advantage of having Trevor Hoffman back. You can use Villanueva in this situation. You have Coffey for the 8th, and hopefully you bring Trevor Hoffman in the 9th with a lead. Couldn't do this a couple of days ago.
No, the guys who were pitching in the 6th and 7th were Maka's 7th, 8th, and 9th inning pitchers just a few days ago. We'll take a timeout. Pitching change at Miller Park. Villanueva's coming in to face Andy LaRoche. Summary, first game of the 3-game series with the Pirates. All about the long ball for the Brewers through the first 3 innings. Braun his 5th. Ricky Weeks hit a 3-run homer that put him ahead. That was his 4th of the year. And Mike Cameron, number 5. Braden Looper, the starter for the Crew, went 5 innings, 6 hits, 3 runs, 2 earned, and a career-tying high for strikeouts. He struck out 7 Pirates tonight. 5-3 Milwaukee as we play in the 7th, and the Pirates with 2 outs, but the tying run is at the plate, and Maka goes with Carlos Villanueva to face Andy LaRoche.
Now Villa's got Andy LaRoche, who's off to a pretty good start this year. He's got the 8 RBI, still looking for his first home run. Carlos has had much better command of his off-speed pitches lately.
Starts him with a strike. Breaking ball from Villanueva.
That's the pitch we're talking about right there. First pitch, hitter's looking fastball. You throw the slider right on the outside corner.
Andy LaRoche extended his hitting streak to 11 games with a double back in the 4th. He's been on twice tonight. Drove in a run. His brother Adam is at second base. LaRoche started the year 0 for 18 at the plate. And now an 11-game hit streak. You start the year 0 for 18, and he's hitting .273 now. So he has fought his way back. Strike on the corner. Good pitch from Villanueva. Fastball burned off the edge.
Well, you want it on the outside corner, not messing around inside, and you put it right at the knees. Nicely done.
See if he can do that again. Kendall jumps out there, and that one's in the dirt. LaRoche on his way. Kendall will not make a throw. Heads up base running by Adam LaRoche. That's one of those situations you have to know you can make it.
No, it's a good job by Jason Kendall not throwing the baseball. No way he could have gotten LaRoche at third. The only thing that could have happened, he could have thrown it away. And he knew it. He held on to it.
So Adam LaRoche 90 feet away. His brother Andy at the plate. In a 2-2 count. 5-3 Brewers in the 7th. Villanueva trying to get out of the mess. Popped him up. This should do it. Braun's coming in. And Villanueva cleans it up. Stetter and Villanueva fire a scoreless 7th. The Brewers by 2. Corey Hart leads off, and we continue.
Yeah. Nice job in the 7th inning getting Andy LaRoche pitch by pitch. He wanted to get him out with a slider. The one fastball that he threw was right on point, right on the outside corner. Slider for a strike. Then he tried to get him to chase. There's the pitch of the at-bat right there. Fastball right on the outside corner. Then tried to get him with 2 strikes, and then finally the slider up out over the plate, and he popped it up. Good job by Carlos Villanueva, who continues to have pretty good success with his off-speed pitches.
Well, Mitch Stetter started the inning, got the first 2 out, did give up a hit. Now Evan Meek is in the game for the Pirates. So Karsten started, Jesse Chavez a scoreless 6th, and here's Evan Meek. And as you can see, Meek with a big fastball. Up to the bullpen from here on out, trying to save it for Braden Looper. And we are inching closer and closer to Trevor Hoffman time. And the first playing of Hell's Bells here at Miller Park.
Yeah, it'd be nice to see him try it out of that bullpen, won't it?
Hoffman was activated yesterday in Houston. Brewers never managed to get the lead. Evan Meek can uncork the fastball with the best of them. He'll get it up there in the upper 90s. Rumor has it he's hit triple digits, Rock.
Yeah.
But until you've actually seen it with your own eyes.
He was in AAA Indianapolis, had a 1.04 ERA. Not bad stuff. That's going to be the important pitch for Meek. I mean, at this level, if all you can throw is a fastball, it doesn't matter how hard you throw it. That's a pretty good slider.
He looks like he's ready to run through a wall. 2-2. And down he goes. Wicked slider from Meek. Hard strikes out. And out number 1 here in the 7th. Well, the Brewers had a good opportunity last inning with bases loaded. Meek retires the first Brewer he faces.
Well, pitch not even close right there. But as you mentioned, Meek a pretty big customer. And you talk about the other 2 guys at the end of the bullpen for the Pirates. Tyler Yate and Matt Capps. Those are 2 pretty big customers as well.
Matt Capps, their closer, has 5 saves this year. Talk about the Pirates starting pitchers. As you see here, Wendy's at the plate with Ryan Braun. Pirates starters best ERA in the league at 3.02. Their bullpen earned run average is 2.85, and that's second in the league. And you combine the 2, and it's the best team ERA in the National League, and that's why the Pirates are out to an 11-7 start. Sean Burnett to face Fielder, perhaps. Braun has been on base all 3 times. He homered in the first inning, was hit by a pitch in the 3rd, and he walked in the 5th. And his on-base percentage right now is .471. Another strike. 2 well-placed fastballs from Meek. Braun able to lay off. That was the pitch that struck out Corey Hart. There are the numbers for the Pirates hurlers this year.
Doing a pretty good job on the road as well. ERA just under 3. First in the National League in starters ERA.
Braun hammers the 2-2 to right, but it's right at Hinske for out number 2. Even his outs are line drives.
Yeah, that's what makes him one of the toughest outs in baseball. The fact that he can drive the ball to the opposite field that way. Where do you pitch him? I mean, he hits the ball away. He hits the ball in pretty well. As long as the pitch is on the plate inside, Ryan's okay. But even a pitch right down the middle with 2 strikes, Ryan shortens up, and hits it hard into right field. That's a nice swing. That's not an easy thing to do, particularly when you got a guy out there throwing as hard as he is. You know you have to dial it up quickly. That's why you see a lot of hitters when a fastball is in the mid-90s, you swing at those sliders that aren't even close because you have to start the bat so soon.
Well, the 2 quick outs sets up pretty good power matchup here. Meek against Prince Fielder. Five to 3, the Brewers lead the Pirates in the home 7th. And Fielder lays off a breaking ball, 2-1 the count. Fielder hit one of the hardest home runs I have seen from him in his big league career in Houston. It wasn't the longest, but it was one of the hardest hit balls that I think you could possibly have in Houston. Hit 2 home runs in that game on Saturday night. That one's high and tight. 3-1 the count.
Yeah, that one on a fastball from Jose Valverde, about 97 miles an hour on a 0-2 pitch.
It brought the Brewers from down a run in the 9th to up a run in the 9th. Apparently that home run did some damage to a member of the grounds crew beyond the wall. Telly Hughes was telling me earlier as Fielder draws the walk, they had to send the trainers out there after that home run.
It's a dangerous spot beyond the walls when the Brewers are in town. During Majestic Athletic Walk-Off Wednesdays, fans who purchase a Majestic name and number t-shirt at Wednesday home games will be eligible to win an authentic Majestic Brewers jersey if the player on their t-shirt hits a walk-off home run.
Well done. Here's Mike Cameron. Cameron is homer tonight, 1 for 3. Maka hoping his bullpen can get him through the 8th, and then he can unveil his new closer in front of the home crowd. I'm sure he wouldn't mind a few more runs here.
Yeah. You know, partner, we need to be nice to the umpires right now, you know.
Is that right? Why is that?
Well,
We're always nice to the umpires.
Well, Bruce Fremming standing here. Always got to be nice to the umpires. Bruce is in town. Keeping an eye on us after that Houston series.
I felt the presence of Bruce Fremming.
Yeah.
And lo and behold, he's right behind you. We almost missed him.
He heard us complaining about the strike zone the other night. He came running in here.
Wait a minute.
Me?
Who was complaining about the strike zone? You can just point.
He doesn't know what you're talking about.
So intimidating. Cameron draws the walk. And now the Brewers putting something together here. Bruce, a Milwaukee native, he always brings the umpire media guide by, which is nice. And I had it open to John Hirschbeck today. There he is. Long-time Major League umpire.
This is the quietest I've ever seen Bruce.
He's almost in game mode right now.
Yeah, he is.
He is actually working. He's evaluating the umpires.
Making sure we're being fair.
Checking on the crowd. 32,000 here tonight, Bruce. On the anniversary of the Moeller cycle, where there was 9,000 in the crowd that night, 5 years ago.
Yeah.
How times have changed. So the stage set for J.J. Hardy. Back-to-back walks given up by Meek. And again, the Brewers trying to cash in here, extend their lead. Hardy singled his last time up. A .345 career hitter against the Pirates. 0-2.
That's a nasty slider when he throws it over for strikes. He started J.J. off with a slider for a strike. That was off the outside corner. And then he's got that mid-90s fastball to back it up.
Tough spot for Hardy to be in here. 0-2 the count. And down he goes. Slider got a meek a pump of the fist on the mound. And a scoreless 7th for the Brewers. 5-3, hanging on to a 2-run lead as we go to the 8th. Counties come out to Miller Park April 27th through May 1st and save 50% on reserved seats during your Milwaukee Brewers 5-county 5-day celebration. Some exclusions apply. Call 414-902-4000 or visit Brewers.com today. 8th inning, the Pirates and the Brewers 5-3. The Brewers on top as Carlos Villanueva tries to get the Crew to the home 8th intact. Bottom of the order for Pittsburgh, it's Jason Jaramillo. Speaking of Racine County, Case High School in his first big league game at Miller Park. Jaramillo was asked about returning to Milwaukee. He said the last time he was here for baseball purposes, he was at County Stadium for a tryout. And his dad was part of the demolition crew that raised County Stadium to make way for Miller Park.
Yep, same neck of the woods as Vinny Rottino. Kind of in that same general area.
Yeah, Marcus Hanel. Franksville, Wisconsin.
Yeah.
That one's hit well to center, a base hit. So Jaramillo jumping on a pitch up in the zone, and again the Pirates have the tying run at the plate.
Yeah, change up upstairs by Carlos Villanueva. Jaramillo able to get on top of it and hit it hard into center field. Good swing.
Brian Bixler, the Pirate shortstop. And you can understand why he'd be bunting. 3 strikeouts on his card tonight.
He's really been having a tough time on pitches away from him. Had a pretty good year in the minor leagues. Really struggled with the Pirates last year. Having a tough time so far here.
Well, he was a 300 hitter down at Indianapolis. 304 with 2 home runs and 9 RBIs in 14 games in AAA this year. Jack Wilson was placed on the disabled list. A finger injury for Jack Wilson. So Bixler getting some playing time. No Nate McLeod tonight for the Pirates. An oblique strain. Wilson's on the DL. Ryan Dolman on the disabled list. So they're banged up. One and two. Cardinals won tonight 3-2 over the Braves. Brewers need a win to keep pace. Astros went into Cincinnati and won 4-1. They had a late rally, a 3-run ninth to win it. Berkman homer. Francisco Cordero took the loss in that one. Marlins lost again, Rock. 7 straight defeats now.
They only had 2 hits.
Yeah, the Mets, John Maine. 7-1, New York beat them. Marlins were 11-1. They've lost 7 in a row now. Three and two the count on Bixler. And this is a big spot for Villanueva.
Yeah, Carlos having a tough time getting on top of that off-speed pitch, really getting underneath it, leaving it up in the zone.
At the bottom of the Pirates order, a couple of guys just up from AAA. Jaramillo singles. Now Bixler has worked it full. Pinch hitter is next, Brandon Moss. A power threat. Down he goes. Villanueva strikes out Bixler. The 4th strikeout of the night for Brian Bixler. And a big out for Carlos Villanueva.
A very hittable fastball that time, up around the belt, right down the middle of the plate, and Bixler, big swing, comes up empty.
Follow Fox Sports Wisconsin on Twitter. Preview of what's coming up on Brewers Live tomorrow. Fox Sports Wisconsin and the Brewers on Twitter this year. 1 man out, 5-3, the Brewers lead it. And Brandon Moss takes a strike. Moss, one of the key figures in the trade with the Red Sox last year. It's part of that Jason Bay deal. Played every day last year for the Pirates after the trade. He's kind of in a 4th outfielder's role this year.
Only have one right-handed bat on the bench for the Pirates. That's the backup catcher, or the other catcher. Not sure if Nate McLeod is available or not.
1 ball, 1 strike, 1 man out. Brewers lead by 2. Villanueva misses. 2-1 the count. Moss saw a little time in the big leagues with Boston in 07. And then 34 games in 08. Hit 6 home runs for the Pirates in just 45 games last year after the trade. Oh, just missed one. Gets under it. Billy Hall is there, and it's out, number 2. That was a wipe your brow kind of swing from Brandon Moss.
But it was another changeup by Villanueva, 82 miles an hour. Got away with one up in the zone. A couple of pitches up have resulted in outs in this inning. That one right down the middle of the plate. And Brandon Moss got under it.
So 2 outs for Villanueva, and it's Nigel Morgan back to the top of the order. Morgan has been on twice. He has scored 2 of the 3 runs for the Pirates. John Russell pretty much committed to Nigel Morgan that he was going to be a center fielder and his leadoff hitter. Nate McLeod not available with that oblique strain. McLeod, a Gold Glove center fielder. So he's giving Morgan a chance.
Almost a clone of Juan Pierre. I mean, looks just like Juan Pierre up there at the plate. Pretty much has the same game. Now slaps the ball all over the diamond. Not going to hit any home runs. Walks a little bit more than Juan Pierre, though. I don't know, on base percentage at 400.
Yeah, and Morgan sends one to right center field. Hart over to cut it off. Jaramillo on his way to third base, and the inning extends. So Morgan with a base hit, his second of the game, and that gets the red-hot Freddie Sanchez to the plate with 2 outs.
Well, you're not going to get away with high pitches, particularly off-speed pitches with the top of the order coming up. He was able to get away with them. Bottom of the order, Bixler and Moss. Well, that another high changeup, and Morgan able to bang it into right. And this is a guy that just feasts on high off-speed pitches, Freddie Sanchez.
And Bill Castro on his way to the mound. Todd Coffey just started getting loose in the Brewer bullpen. So he's going to need a little time. First of a 3-game series with the Pirates. First 2 are televised games. We're on WMLW tomorrow. Wednesday afternoon, it's Gallardo on the mound for the Brewers, and that'll be heard on Brewers radio. And then we're back on TV, Fox Sports Wisconsin, Thursday against the Diamondbacks. And all 4 of those games on television. 4-game series with Arizona, 3 here with the Pirates, 7-day, 7-game homestand. Villanueva trying to help get it started on the right foot. Pirates have out-hit the Brewers 10-6 now. Morgan with 2 of those hits. He represents the tying run. Freddie Sanchez at the plate. Sanchez checked in 8th best batting average in the National League today. .351 average. He is 1 for 3 today with a walk. He's been on twice. And Rock mentioned it earlier. He's doing this year what made him a batting champion a couple of seasons ago, going to the opposite field. His hit back in the first was a single to right.
And what that means is if you want to go away from him, you got to get it down. You get it up, you're just going to serve it out into that gap that's pretty big in right center right now.
Villanueva got him to chase.
That's a good pitch.
0-2 the count on Sanchez.
Down and away, a good pitch for a guy that likes to use right field. Up and away, not so much.
A former All-Star, Freddie Sanchez. No balls, 2 strikes as they come to their feet at Miller Park. Tying run is aboard in the speedy Nyjer Morgan. And he pulls that one down the line. This is going to be trouble. It is going to go to the wall. Morgan around third. He is going to score with ease. And just like that, we are tied. Freddie Sanchez with a 2-strike double down the line. And it's all even at 5 apiece.
A hanging breaking ball by Carlos Villanueva. We mentioned you get away with those pitches with the bottom of the order up. You're not going to get away with them with the top of the order up. Morgan with a base hit on a pitch up. That pitch up right down the middle of the plate, off speed, and Freddie Sanchez able to pull it. About the only guy that's going to score on that ball with 2 outs is Nyjer Morgan. Unfortunately, he was the guy on first.
And double number 10 for Sanchez, his 14th extra base hit, and here comes Maka. Todd Coffey coming in, a pitching change here at Miller Park. As Villanueva gives up a pair here in the 8th. Still an out to get. Stay with us. 2 runs here in this 8th inning. Had 2 outs and an 0-2 count on Freddie Sanchez, and he delivers a double down the line. All tied at 5. Trevor Hoffman arriving to the bullpen. His inning would be the 9th with the lead. We'll see if the Brewers can get him there for a save opportunity. Todd Coffey getting his warm-ups in. And this copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the Milwaukee Brewers. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without express written consent of the Brewers.
Been kind of a struggle his last couple of times out for Todd. His 10th appearance so far this year. 3.09 earned run average. 2 for 3 in save opportunities. He did get a blown save on Saturday.
So neither starter will factor in the decision. Braden Looper in line for a win after 5 innings. Sees his bullpen give up 3 runs. 5-5, we're all tied up. And it's Craig Monroe with the go-ahead run at second. Swinging at the first pitch, a slider from Coffey. The Brewers will have Hall, Kendall, and a pinch hitter due up in the 7th. Excuse me, in the 8th. Monroe split time between the Tigers and the Cubs. The midseason trade. Minnesota last year. Tigers and the Cubs in 07. Minnesota last year. And now a Pirate. Made the team out of spring training. It was a non-roster invite. So was not on the big league roster. He swung the bat so well this spring that not only did he earn a spot, but with the injuries, he's in the 3-hole for John Russell.
No, that and the fact that most of the power for the Pirates is left-handed. Adam LaRoche, Eric Hinsky. And needs some pop from the right side. Not only does he make the team out of spring training, he's their number 3 hitter.
Go ahead run at second in Sanchez. And the 2-1. Pop foul. That'll slice in the seats. Monroe this past offseason worked with famed hitting coach Rudy Jaramillo of the Texas Rangers, but Jaramillo trains big league hitters in the offseason as well, kind of a side business. And I know a lot of guys that see him in the Metroplex in Texas. Pirates are hoping they have found a player with the ability to bounce back in his career. Been a struggle the last few seasons. Down he goes. Coffey strikes out Monroe. And the side retired. Coffey leaves the go-ahead run at second. But the Pirates score twice. And we are tied at 5 as we head to the bottom of the 8th. Sanchez in the 8th inning has evened the score at 5. And we head to the bottom of the 8th. The Brewers are coming up. Bill Hall, Jason Kendall, then a pinch hitter. And those three will face Tyler Yates, appearing for the 8th time this year.
Another guy that can bring it pretty good. I mean, Tyler Yates in the mid-90s has some sink on it with a pretty good slider. 8 appearances now for Tyler Yates and a 6 ERA. He's given up a couple of home runs out of the pen.
Brandon Moss stays in the game to play left field. So Yates has the 8th, and the Brewers trying to take the lead and turn the ball over to their new closer, Trevor Hoffman. Hoffman was activated yesterday and hoping to pitch for the first time. The all-time saves leader. Brewers have to take the lead, though. So far tonight, Hall has been on twice. He doubled and scored in the 2nd inning. Doubled on a 2-strike pitch, and then he walked his last time up. So 1 for 2 at the plate, and Hall evens a count of ball and a strike.
Yeah, kind of a tough spot for Ken Maka. I mean, you got the pitcher spot due up 3rd. You don't want to use Trevor Hoffman for more than 1 inning. So if you pinch hit for Todd Coffey, you lose him the rest of the night, and the Brewers are running out of pitching. Jorge Julio, Seth McClung, and Trevor Hoffman. And really the only guy on that list that can give you maybe 2 or 3 innings would be McClung.
Well, Bill Hall could do his manager a great favor by hitting one into the seats in this 8th inning.
Yes, he could. Everybody, not just Ken Maka.
Almost a BFF if he would do such a thing.
Speaking of texting, is that the connection?
Best friend forever. Tied at 5. Hall ahead in the count, 3-1. And he takes ball 4. That's how you do it. So Hall's 2nd walk. And the Brewers have the go-ahead run on. Our Menards game reset. Show you how we got here. 3 home runs in the first 3 innings by the Brew Crew. Braun hit his 5th of the year in the 1st. Ricky Weeks unloaded a 3-run shot in the 2nd inning. That put the Brewers ahead. But then Freddie Sanchez doubled with 2 outs, and on an 0-2 pitch, 2 runs scored, and that tied the game at 5.
And Jason Kendall is going to be up there to bunt here. He's got to be bunting toward first base.
Kendall has walked and scored. He lined out, and then he was hit by a pitch his last time up. Takes that one inside, almost got away from Jaramillo. One thing you got to remember, you look back at the offense for the Brewers. Remember, they stranded bases loaded in the 6th inning. Had bases loaded, 1 out in the 6th. Could not deliver a run. They left 2 on last inning. And 7 left total. So they've had the chances to extend the lead.
They've only had 5 at bats with a man in scoring position. The only guy to cash in was Ricky Weeks when he hit that home run in the 2nd inning. Pirates haven't been very good in that spot either. 4 for 16 tonight.
The 16 is what is alarming.
Yeah.
They've had a lot of opportunities with men on. Kendall takes a ball. 2-0 the count. Yates has a big fastball, but can struggle with his command at times. He's another guy that can get it up there in the upper 90s. Yates, the 3rd reliever used. Jeff Carson's the starter, taken off the hook by the Pirate offense. Two and 1. Now, a 2-1 count in most baseball circles, an ideal hit and run count. Does Maka take that chance with Kendall and the speedy Hall at first.
Now, tough to do a hit and run when your pitcher is really not throwing a lot of strikes.
That's a good point.
Get a guy in there pounding the strike zone, it might be a different story.
The Pirate catcher, Jason Jaramillo, throws the ball exceptionally well, which would factor in the decision as well. 2-1. Kendall gets hit again, or did he? That's a hit batter. Pirates are wanting a foul ball, but Kendall hit by a pitch for the second time in this game.
And back-to-back days, he got hit on the hand in yesterday's ball game. He's just getting worn out back there. Talked to Jason yesterday about that hit batter in Houston. He said that just grazed the knuckles. It looked like it happened again. That's why you don't hit and run, partner. You have a guy out there that's having a tough time throwing strikes. How do you expect a hit and run?
Boy, right on the knuckles. Man, oh man.
Again.
That sounded like the bat. That's how flush that one hit his hand. Well, Kendall will get the day off tomorrow with Dave Bush pitching and Mike Rivera catching.
That's 3 hit batters today for the Brewers.
Who'd lead the National League. So here is Counsell. And with a runner at second, Yates wants to go through the signs again. Take a listen at this. Ouch. Man.
Didn't rub it though, did he? You know it hurt.
Now, Kendall is the active leader in times hit by a pitch. He might be the career leader if this pace keeps up. 2 on, nobody out. Now Counsell up there to drop a bunt down. And Yates can't find the strike zone.
Yeah, not even close.
He took a little off that one to try to throw a strike as well. Only 93 instead of 97.
Yeah. Tough to bunt. You got to bunt it toward third base now. You got to have Andy LaRoche vacate the bag so you can't get Billy thrown out at third base.
And Counsell gets down a beauty. An absolutely perfect bunt for Counsell.
Can't tell you how tough that is. You get a guy that's just throwing the ball all over the place. Just stays in there, just catches the baseball with the barrel of the bat and drops down a beauty. God never disappoints, does he?
A standing ovation for Counsell as he goes back to the dugout. A sacrifice bunt. Now the Pirates have to bring their infield in, and Ricky Weeks just at least trying to get one in the air to the outfield. Doesn't take much with Hall at third base. He has great speed. The go-ahead run at third. And the all-time saves leader getting loose in the bullpen. Will it be a save opportunity?
Be alive for a wild pitch, too. '96 with sink.
Yates obviously can't see the signs, so the catcher Jaramillo with a touch system back there, and that one's in the dirt. What a play by Jaramillo. Man, was that a good play by the Pirate catcher.
The fastball that he spikes right in front of the catcher. A lot of times catcher doesn't have time to get down on the knees on a fastball. He did that time. Well done. That is not an easy play.
Two and nothing to count. Second and third for the Brewers in a 5-5 game. And Weeks takes a strike. 2-1.
Well, you know it's going to be all fastballs at this point. Infield's in. Don't try and lift the baseball. Hit it hard somewhere. Tough to elevate that sinker by Tyler Yates.
Jaramillo goes through the signs again, like a third base coach. And now Yates wants him out there. Obviously, he can't see the more conventional signs, so that puts a little pressure on the catcher to be creative enough to go through the touch system.
Well, one knee means fastball, the other knee means slider. Maybe, one spot on the shoulder means split-fingered fastball, whatever he has, and maybe it's the second touch, or maybe it's the third touch.
And for the second time, Jaramillo goes to the mound. Big spot. Weeks a chance to deliver the Brewers in the lead once again. He had a 3-run homer to do so in the second. 2 balls and a strike. And Weeks back up the middle. It's knocked down by Sanchez. The throw to the plate is late. Everybody's safe. The Brewers take the lead 6-5. Weeks delivers with an infield hit.
That's a nice play by Freddie Sanchez. He made it pretty close. I mean, it was do or die to get that ball out of his glove and on its way to home plate. Was able to do it, but off the mark. Good job by Ricky Weeks. Able to stay on top of it. Actually, that ball deflected by the mound and made the job of knocking it down a little easier for Sanchez. It was a tag play, not even close.
And officially it'll go down as a fielder's choice. But Weeks delivers the go-ahead RBI, and Tyler Yates is out of this game. 6-5 Milwaukee. They lead it in the bottom of the 8th. And we'll take a timeout. Yates is out. John Russell back to the bullpen as Weeks comes through. Offensively tonight, he has driven in 4 of the 6 Brewer runs. Jimmy John's delivery of the game. This one a fielder's choice and an RBI. Hall scores from third. That was a great play by Sanchez to even have a chance. But the Brewers score. Everybody's safe. And now the crew looking for more. Left-hander John Grabo is in the game. Corey Hart at the plate. The Brewers still with runners at the corners.
Well, John Russell just trying to get somebody to come in here and throw some strikes. John Grabo, very dependable left-hander for the Pirates in his 7th year, all with Pittsburgh. 72 appearances, 74 make it last year for the Pirates.
Hart into right. Slicing away from Hensky. That is down and to the wall. Kendall scores. Weeks around third. He'll stop there. Corey Hart doubles, and the Brewers lead 7-5.
A good approach by Corey Hart, not trying to pull the baseball. So Ricky Weeks thinking up the middle. Corey Hart in an RBI situation thinking opposite field. A ball ordinarily you think he might try and pull. Shoots it down the right field line. Boy, good opposite field hitting in this inning by the Brewers. Ricky Weeks. Now Corey Hart.
And now the big boppers coming up. Second and third for the Brewers. 7-5 they lead it. And here is Ryan Braun. Braun homered in the first. It's only 1 for 2 in this game. He was hit by a pitch and he walked. His last time up, he lined out to right field. Infield in once again.
I'm surprised they're even pitching to him. I mean, why pitch to him?
They got a base open at first.
They put him on first. You hope to, you get the matchup lefty versus lefty. This is what makes sense. I don't know why they were throwing him strikes to begin with.
Now they'll go ahead and walk him. Now maybe just seeing if Braun would chase a couple. He did not. Oh, look out.
That's a strike.
That was a strike. Look at Braun. Said that's a strike.
That's a strike. Wow.
It was almost a shin buster, too.
A strike that almost went to the backstop. Nobody's paying attention. That's right down the middle. Oh, man.
Too bad Braun wasn't ready to hit.
Never seen that. Look at that. Right down the middle of the plate. Wow.
All right, here we go. Bases loaded for Fielder. He's never had a grand slam in his big league career. He came oh so close against the Cubs on the last homestand when Reed Johnson went up and over the wall to pull one back. Bases loaded. 7-5 Milwaukee. A bouncer, and that's going to get through. A base hit. Weeks will score. Here comes Hart to score. Fielder drives in a pair, and it's 9-5 Brewers.
I tell you, the approach in this inning has been superb. It was pretty good in the first 3 innings. Not sure where it went in the middle part of the ball game, but I'll tell you, this inning, outstanding. Prince not trying to overswing. Lays a bat on it, break back through the middle. Good approaches. Good approaches in run-scoring situations here in the 8th.
2 big RBIs for Fielder. Takes Trevor Hoffman out of save range, but it gives the Brewers a 4-run cushion. His 7th hit against Graybo. Well, it's got to feel good for Fielder. Delivering a big spot like that. He's been doing that a lot this past week.
I don't think Trevor Hoffman minds coming in for his first appearance with a nice lead.
Not at all.
I really don't.
When you're the all-time saves leader.
What's one more?
Right. He's just ready to contribute and ready to pitch. And this place is going to go berserk when he comes through that bullpen door. 9-5 Brewers. Cameron takes a strike. Cardinals have won tonight. The Brewers trying to keep pace with the division front runners. Ken Maka has seen his club win the last 2 series, both on the road. Cameron goes to the opposite field. That's going to be deep enough to score a run. Braun tags at third. He'll score easily, and Mike Cameron adds to the fun. Sacrifice fly at an RBI, and it's 10-5 Milwaukee.
And where'd he hit it? Right field. I mean, that's been the approach the entire inning. Outstanding. Well, John Graybo with a pitch away from Cam lets it get back into the hitting zone. That's the key to hitting the ball to the opposite field. Just wait a little bit longer, put a nice swing on it, and don't guide it to right.
And Hardy, the 9th man in the inning to bat. This entire inning set up with the sacrifice bunt by Counsell. Changed the complexion of the inning. First 2 had reached. Counsell drops the bunt down. That forced the Pirates to bring their infield in. And the Brewers have opened up the floodgates here in the 8th. Two balls and a strike on J.J. Hardy. Has a hit in 4 tries tonight. 3-1. You could just feel the anticipation as Hoffman is ready to make his Brewers debut. Some pockets of fans chanting his name. And Hardy draws the walk. They'll have to wait one more hitter. Brewers have batted around in the 8th inning. 5 runs are in. And now the 10th man to bat, the man who started all this, Bill Hall, will step up. And John Russell taking the slow walk to the mound.
That might be another left-hander for Billy. He loves hitting left-handed pitching.
Pitching change. Sean Burnett will come on to work. A left-hander. And out goes Grabo. Tyler Yates started the inning. Grabo added a little fuel. We'll take a timeout. 2 outs. 10-5, the Brewers lead it. $32,000 on a Monday night in Milwaukee. The Brewers return home and they have opened it up here in the 8th. 5 runs have scored. It is 10-5 Brewers, and the 10th man in the inning to bat, Bill Hall, steps up against Sean Burnett, the left-hander.
Well, 3 left-handers down in that pen for John Russell, and has to use 2 of them here. 3 pitchers in the inning for the Pirates. 9th appearance for Burnett. ERA under 4.
Yates only able to get an out. Grabo got an out. Hall started this inning with a walk. Hall had walked, then Kendall was hit by a pitch. Kendall was trying to drop a bunt down, and he was hit by a pitch. Counsell then laid a bunt down, and that's when it all began. Weeks drove in the go-ahead run with a fielder's choice and an RBI. And then hits from Hart and Fielder and a sac fly from Cameron. He doesn't look like he's happy, but he is. Good cut. 1-2 the count. Dave Bush tomorrow on WMLW tomorrow for the Brewers and the Pirates. Don't forget Brewers Live, sponsored by Lincoln Mercury, coming your way next. Brewers with 3 defensive outs to wrap up the first win of this homestand and continue their dominance of the Pirates. This has been an unbelievable run. If the Brewers win tonight, it will be 16 straight wins against the Pirates at Miller Park. And it'll be 13 straight overall against Pittsburgh. Two on, 2 out for Hall. And the 1-2 is high and outside.
I think those numbers that you were just talking about, part of the frustration for the Pirates and Jeff Karstens when he went after Ryan Braun.
That was back in the 3rd inning. Karstens hit Braun after Braun had homered in the 1st. Both benches were warned at that point. And there has been no further problem. 2-2. And Hall is down on strikes. The inning is over. 10 men bat. What an inning. 5-run score, and now Miller Park ready to ring the bell for their new closer.
Bullpen issues that have surfaced so far this year. When you have your closer out there and available and throwing well, it really puts everybody else in line.
It was interesting just watching some of the other players, guys like Prince Fielder and Bill Hall, kind of standing around the infield as Hoffman came out from the bullpen. And you could see the respect that he has as Trevor Hoffman. He made 2 rehab appearances in AAA. Gave up a run in each of his games there. Making his Milwaukee Brewers debut. And a crowd of 32,198, all of them on their feet here at Miller Park to see it. Not quite the theatrics of a save situation, but nonetheless, good to see Trevor back on the active roster, and his opening day starts right now. Adam LaRoche leads off for the Pirates.
Key to his success, along with that tremendous changeup, is to be able to locate his fastball that right now is about the mid-80s.
Well, the Brewers scoring 5 runs on just 2 hits in the 8th inning to take a 10-5 lead. Hoffman said he loved the mix of players on this Brewers roster. It's one of the reasons why he decided to come here. Had a chance to go to Los Angeles. LaRoche over to Weeks. One away. "41 years of age, Trevor Hoffman. Actually was a shortstop in the Cincinnati Reds organization before they turned him into a pitcher.
Probably the hardest working Brewer. I mean, amongst a lot of very hard working guys that try to keep themselves in shape, but that's why Hoffman's been able to stay on the field as long as he has. Not an ounce of fat on him. And a very tough physical regimen that he goes through every day.
And until now, he has been kind of the dean of the bullpen, just answering a lot of questions, trying to help out some of the younger pitchers, and has made himself available. Hoffman has a specific routine when he goes to the bullpen. Obviously, as a closer, he doesn't get down there until the 8th inning, sometimes the 7th. But while he's been on the disabled list, he's been down there the entire time. It was Jim Lett, who is now the Double-A pitching coach in Huntsville, Brewers Double-A affiliate, that converted Hoffman into a pitcher and helped bring along that great changeup of his. Of course, he was a power pitcher back then. Padres closed the door on Hoffman, giving their closer's job to Heath Bell. And it came down to the Dodgers and the Brewers. And Hoffman not only loved the way the ball club was put together, but he liked Ken Maka. He liked the fact that the Brewers were aggressive. Maka placed a phone call to Hoffman, letting him know how much he wanted him in Milwaukee. There's a high fly ball, right center. And Mike Cameron, a former Hoffman teammate in San Diego, makes the catch for out number 2.
You know, the easy thing would have been for Hoffman to go to L.A. I mean, he's spent his entire career in Southern California. Would have been very easy to go up to L.A., very close to family and friends, but made the commitment to Milwaukee. And finally, the Brewer fans able to see this guy for the first time this year.
2 gone in the 9th. Andy LaRoche takes strike 1. Now, Mike Cameron had a lot to do with the recruitment of Hoffman. Hoffman also good friends with Jason Kendall. And both veterans called him this offseason. It's been a long wait. Hoffman made only 3 appearances this spring. Went out with an oblique injury. First time he's ever experienced this injury. So it was new territory for him. Not only the injury itself, but the rehab back. Wasn't sure exactly how to get it healed and when it was 100%. Off the end of the bat. Cameron is right there, and there's your ball game. Trevor Hoffman, welcome to Milwaukee. Not a single, 3 outs nonetheless. And the Brewers win the opener. 10-5 the final score. And for more on tonight's game, let's go to Craig Kishon and Brewers Live. Craig?
All right, Brian, thanks very much. Trevor Hoffman.